On another picturesque day for baseball here in Yarmouth, Massachusetts, we welcome you to Red Wilson Field for the tail end of a home-and-home series with the first place YD Red Sox and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. YD taking the first half of this home-and-home yesterday on a beautiful July 4th evening in Hyannis, a 7-2 win at McKeon Park over these very same Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And today the series moves back to Red Wilson for the tail end and game number 21 for YD. So their record sits at 12-6-2 on this 2018 season in first place of the Eastern Division, 5 points clear of the next team in the East, that being the Harmowich Mariners at 10-10-1 with 21 points in the East. We welcome you up to the press box at Red Wilson Field alongside Brandon Pelter. I'm TJ Mathewson, and Brandon, today we're going to, for the YD Red Sox, 4-game winning streak, and they're going to send a new arm out on the mound to see what he has and try and keep this winning streak going.
Yeah, for the Red Sox, seeing the very first start from Blair Henley, one of the last guys to get out here to the Cape for the Red Sox.
Henley just finishing up his sophomore spring at Texas, teammates with Zach Zubia, who's out of the lineup today, and David Hamilton, who is also out of the lineup for YD. Skinny right-hander, about 6'1". Steps in against Davis Wenzel. 18-game on-base streak for him. He's reached base in every game he's played for the Harbor Hawks. Kicked the first pitch from Henley inside and drills Wenzel right on the shoulder. And one pitch, Henley allows his first base runner as a Red Sox. Maybe some nerves right there. And the first base runner for Hyannis has reached today. That'll bring up Braden Como. So Wenzel now will add to that on-base streak. Now 19 consecutive ball games he has reached safely. So he'll take the lead off of first. Now here steps Como, the second baseman for Hyannis today. First pitch from Henley. Catches the outside corner with an off-speed pitch. This past spring at Texas, 18 games, 16 starts, the lowest ERA out of any starter in the Texas rotation. 6-7 record, 3.32 ERA. As that next pitch dribbled to the left side, through for a base hit, fielded by Cotton in left field. The first two base runners have reached for Hyannis here in the first inning. A hit by pitch to Davis Wenzel to lead off the ball game. Now Braden Como checks in with a single through the left side.
Pretty obvious, not the start that you want to see from your brand new starter here out on the Cape for the Red Sox, but a great opportunity to work through some adversity, try to settle in a tough way.
Now here's Matthew Barefoot, the guy you don't want to see at the plate with runners on. Second in the Cape in batting average, .368 average. Was actually down from his average yesterday coming into that ball game. That was at .377. First pitch from Henley on the outside corner. Noah Campbell will trot in from second base. Go over the signs with Henley. Rest of the Harbor Hawks lineup after Barefoot batting cleanup will be Pedro Pages. He's at first base. The third baseman, Seth Gray, will bat fifth. Batting sixth, Todd Lott, the designated hitter, batting seventh. The catcher, Brady Lindsley. Center field, Eric Rivera batting eighth. Then rounding out the nine will be Colin Hall in right field. The kick in the 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses high. Evens up the count at 1-1. Defensive alignment for the Red Sox. From left to right in the outfield, Quinn Cotton, Zach Ashford, and Reese Albert. And across the infield, Luke Waddell at third, Christian Koch at short, Noah Campbell at second, Matt Dyer seeing his first action at first base. Next pitch from Henley, fastball gets away from Freesia. Both runners will move up a bag. Wenzel to third, and Como will scoot up to second base. Still no outs here in the first inning. 2 runners in scoring position for Henley. Coming off a spring, as mentioned, lowest ERA in that Texas rotation, 3.32, 86 2/3 innings. Probably his best start was his last one as Christian wanders quickly out of the YD dugout to have a discussion with Henley. Try to calm him down a little bit. Not his first inning as a Red Sox, not getting off to the start he wanted to. His last great start of the season came in the Texas and the regional, hosted by the Longhorns. 7 1/3 innings against Indiana. That was a clincher. 6 hits, 2 runs, none of them earned, 8 strikeouts. Struck out 64 batters in the 86 2/3 innings. Was a draft-eligible sophomore this past spring, but went undrafted. So here he is on the Cape. It's the kick in the 1-1. Check swing. Home plate umpire Jeff Merzel said that Barefoot went around. 3 balls and a strike to count on Barefoot. Umpires for today's game, Jeff Merzel behind home plate. Ronaldo Cockrum at first base and Jim Fonseca at third. Henley set, runners off of second and third. Here's the 3-1. Curveball misses outside. Now count at full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Barefoot. Hyannis coming into this game, 12-7-1 record. Second place in the Western Division. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets away from Freesia. He'll field and have to look the runner Wenzel back to third. And that will let Barefoot get down to first. He will reach safely on the drop third strike. Freesia just unable to keep that one in front of him. No out recorded and bases loaded. No one out for Pedro Pages.
And there for Freesia, wanted to make that throw to first, but with the runner at third base in Wenzel, you don't really want to give him an opportunity to come around to score.
So the strikeout, drop third strike, allows Barefoot to reach. Now here's Pages. Did not see time yesterday. So here's the wind of the first pitch from Henley. Swung on and fouled straight back. It's the first baseman in tonight's ball game. Brady Lindsley, who's the catcher for Hyannis tonight, was first base for the Harbor Hawks last night. Pages steps in, a .250 clip. About halfway through this Cape League season. Halfway for the Harbor Hawks, this being actually almost halfway. Game 21 for both ball clubs. Wind the next pitch from Henley over for a strike. Quickly 0-2 the count. Runners take their lead from every base here in the first. Wenzel at third. Como at second. Barefoot at first. It's the 0-2. Swing and a foul right off the mask of Freesia. He'll take his mask off and reset. Home plate umpire Jeff Merzel out to the mound and give Freesia a couple seconds to recover from that one.
And there, the last 2 batters from striking out Barefoot, although he did reach on the drop third strike, and here well ahead of Pedro Pages, a great bounce back from Blair Henley.
Henley in the stretch. 3 runners on for the Harbor Hawks, no one out in the first. Henley stares in at Freesia. First time these two working together. Here's the wind and the 0-2. Off speed misses outside, blocked by Freesia. See that a lot up here in the Cape League or just in summer leagues in general, having to work with a new catcher. So they're not necessarily used to. You're going out there every weekend, especially as a weekend starter for your school. You usually have the same guy behind the plate. It's the kick in the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Henley with a nice fastball on the outside corner. Pages down swinging for a big first out here in the first and strikeout number 2 for Blair Henley.
So far from Henley, we've seen he's not afraid to go with that breaking ball early in counts, and he's also not afraid to bury it in the dirt, try to get you to swing over the top of it, but they're just spotting the fastball and doing a nice job of battling back. 2 strikeouts, but just an out recorded in this game.
Here's Seth Gray. Infield will now play back for a double play with 1 out now. Here's the kick in the first pitch. Swung on, that one's lined through the hole on the left side, into left field for a base hit. Coming home to score is Wenzel. The ball gets by Cotton in left field. Coming home to score is Como. It's 2-0 Hyannis. Out in left field, Quinn Cotton had that ball scoot right under his glove as he was charging in to grab it and make a throw to home plate, and comes up empty, and 2 runs come across for Hyannis.
For Cotton, we've seen in the corner outfield positions, both of them, he struggled with that ball coming up on him a couple times so far this season. He's been hit with that error because of it.
A rough first inning in his Red Sox debut for Blair Henley. Now runners on at second and third. Just 1 out. First pitches to Todd Lott. A swing and a miss for a strike. Lott had a home run in the second inning of last night's ball game at McKeon Park. Hit one out over the right center field fence against Brant Herter on an 11-game hitting streak for these Harbor Hawks. Entering the contest, a 327 clip from the plate. It's the 0-1, swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch, and Lott swings right over the top of it. Quickly 0-2. Henley out of Arlington Heights High School in Fort Worth, Texas. He's a number 30 overall player in his class of 2016 in the state of Texas by perfect game. Number 11 right-handed pitcher. Here's the 0-2, swinging and a foul down the first base side. Count will remain no balls and 2 strikes. Threw, in fact, 3 consecutive no-hitters in 3 weeks for Arlington Heights. Quite an accomplishment no matter what level you're playing at. As he comes set, head 0-2 to Todd Lott. Here it is. Blocked on the outside edge. Ball's low and outside. As they check down to Ronaldo Cockrum, who's now umping near second base, that he did not go around. 1-2 now the count on Lott. Was 2 for 4 yesterday, that home run I mentioned. As he steps in, right-hand batter. Holds the bat up near his head. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. As Freesia applies the tag. Ball gets away from him. Lott retired. The 3rd strikeout here in the first. Only the 2nd out, though. First strikeout, Matthew Barefoot reaching. Now with 2 outs, here's Brady Lindsley.
That breaking ball's been so nasty. Like I said earlier, he hasn't been afraid to bury that one in the dirt, and we've seen a lot of success, especially with 2 strikes. I think we'll see a lot more throughout the day for Blair Henley with that 2-strike pitch.
Here's Brady Lindsley, first baseman yesterday for the Harbor Hawks, now behind the plate today. So that next pitch lined over the head of Koss. No, a spinning catch out in shallow left center field. An acrobatic catch by Christian Koss picks out number 3 here in the first inning. A spectacular web gem by Christian Koss gets Blair Henley out of trouble. Red Sox coming to bat in the bottom of the first. They trail 2-0. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Harbor Hawks taking the field here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the YD lineup that will oppose them. Leading off in center field, Zach Ashford. Batting second at second base, the red-hot Noah Campbell. Batting third, the left fielder, Quinn Cotton. And clean up today for the Red Sox in right field, it'll be Reese Albert. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Johnny DeLuca. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Christian Koss. Batting seventh, the catcher, Vito Freesia. Batting eighth, Luke Waddell at third base. And over at first base, rounding out the nine for the Red Sox today will be Matthew Dyer. Usually behind the plate for YD, but over at first base today.
And I think a much-needed off day for a couple different guys working in there, especially Andrew Dashbach, who is, I believe this is the first time he's not in the lineup since he's been here with the Red Sox. So getting some time off And also getting some other guys some different looks out there, allowing Johnny DeLuca to bump up in the order. Koss able to go over to short, and Dyer, as you mentioned, at first base. So good opportunity for this YD lineup to kind of prove some different things.
And they'll be facing Houston Roth out of Ole Miss, just finishing up his sophomore season with the Rebels. Ashford will stride into the left-handed batter's box to oppose him. 52 2/3 innings pitch for Ole Miss this season. 4.44 ERA, 5-1 record. So he'll kick and fire home the first pitch. Catches the outside corner for strike one to Ashford. So far this season with the Harbor Hawks, 3 games, started all of them. A 2.13 ERA and 12 2/3 innings. And here's the next pitch. That'll miss outside. Evens up the count on Ashford. A ball and a strike. Out of the windup. Roth kicks. Here's the 1-1. Over an off-speed pitch on the inside corner. Count now a ball and 2 strikes on Ashford. Defense for the Harbor Hawks. Matthew Barefoot in left field. Eric Rivera in center. Colin Hall in right field. And across the infield for the Harbor Hawks, Seth Gray, Davis Wenzel, Braden Como, and Pedro Pages. It's the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Ashford set down on strikes to lead off the ball game. An off-speed pitch down and in the dirt. Retires the leadoff man for YD.
See Roth there coming right after and attacking Zach Ashford in the leadoff spot, a guy that's usually able to extend the count, foul off a ton of pitches, and show that YD dugout what the pitcher on the mound has to offer. Not today, though.
You talk about seeing pitches. Ashford, one of the best on-base percentages on the team at .392. One of the few juniors, guys finishing up their junior seasons on this roster. Somewhat of a veteran, should you call it that. First pitch to Noah Campbell, catches the outside corner for strike 1. Switch hitter hitting left-handed against the right-hander Roth, who winds. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's lofted out into left field. Coming in towards the line is Barefoot. He's there and makes the catch right inside foul territory, running towards that YD bullpen down the left field line. And there's 2 down.
For Barefoot showing off a ton of speed, and that ball is all in the first jump. There, Campbell, a quick word for Quinn Cotton. Maybe something for him to watch out for as he steps into the box.
So here's Quinn Cotton. Getting Campbell out this first time, huge for this Hyannis pitching staff. Campbell coming into today, a .372 average and .500 average here at Red Wilson Field. First pitch to Cotton misses outside, 1-0 the count. A .419 batting average for Campbell over his last 10 games. This is a guy more or less it's getting near a coin flip every time he's at the plate. Next pitch to Cotton misses down and away. 2-0 the count. And this lineup for YD today, getting some guys who haven't been in the starting lineup a whole bunch over the past week. Some at-bats. Fido Freesia, Luke Waddell. Swan, the next pitch fouled straight back by Cotton. Waddell into the game yesterday as a defensive replacement for Nick Quintana in the later innings. Cotton will step back in. 2-1 the count on him. Flag out in left center field, blowing semi-strong out to left center field. Line into the 2-1, catches the outside corner, evens up the count on Cotton. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Making this small ballpark possibly feel even smaller. 342 to left, 352 to center, and 338 down the right field line here at Red Wilson. Roth winds. Here's the 2-2. Swung on in line, foul straight back by Cotton. Kind of an off-balance protection hack right there, and the count remains the same at 2-2. It's YD offense, as they have most of the season entering this game, first in the Cape League in batting average, .283, and second in runs per game. 2-2, dribbled off the hand of Roth on the mound, fielded by Wenzel at short, throw on to first, not in time to get Cotton hustling down the line. So Quinn Cotton, a 2-out RBI, or 2-out infield single off the arm of Roth on the mound. It looked like that might get into center field, but he knocked it down, and Wenzel just not able to field it in time to get the speedy Cotton hustling down the line.
As soon as that ball was knocked down, essentially no chance for the Hyannis defense to get the speedy Quinn Cottonelle.
So here's Reese Albert. He's batting cleanup today. Line to the first pitch by Roth over at the knees for a strike. Usually see Reese hitting the 5th spot in the lineup, but moves up in the order with Andrew Dashbach getting the day off. Andrew being penciled in pretty much every day at the number 3 spot in this YD lineup. Line and throw over to first. Cotton dives back in time. With Dashbach out, Cotton moves up from his normal spot in the cleanup role. Up into the 3rd spot in the order, and Albert moves up into the 5 hole. It's the kick in the 0-1. Swung on and fouled down that first base line. Past first base coach Dan Jaffe for the Red Sox. Albert today, the only Red Sox in the lineup coming into this game over a batting average over 400. A 412 batting average. He has been on fire. His last 10 games, a 462 average. It's the wind in the 0-2. Misses outside to Albert. 1-2 the count. Seems like a guy you just can't get enough at-bats. His on-base percentage this season, 512. Getting on base more times than he's not. Roth set on the mound. Here's the wind in the 1-2. That one's lined right at the second baseman, Braden Como. He fields it knee-high for out number 3. Red Sox get a 2-out base hit by Quinn Cotton, but he is left stranded over at first base, and YD kept off the board here in the first inning. We head to the top of the second. Hyannis leading 2-0 over the Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Top of the second inning, Hyannis out in front of YD 2-0. The Harbor Hawks giving YD a bit of their own magic. YD yesterday jumping out for 2 quick runs in their top half of the first inning. Then out in McKeon Park, and now with Hyannis visiting Red Wilson Field, they jumped out for quick 2 runs in their first half of the inning. First pitch to Eric Rivera misses high and away from Henley. A bit of a rough first inning for him. His first inning as a Red Sox. This is the 1-0, misses down low. 2-0 the count on Rivera. A run coming across on just 2 hits. There's the wind in. The 2-0. Catches the strike zone at the knees. 2-1 the count. Henley actually had to record 4 outs in the inning as the third batter, Matthew Barefoot, reached on a drop third strike. Here's the next pitch on the way from Henley. That catches the strike zone. 2-2 the count. Rivera entering this just a 200 batting average. Did not play in the game yesterday. 2-2 misses high. 3-2 now the count. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up in the Hyannis order. So Rivera, the righty, steps in. Henley out of the windup. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Blair Henley here in just the first out of the second inning.
Henley, after giving up those initial 2 base runners, has done a really good job spotting and protecting that fastball. Hasn't left it out over the plate. It's turned into 2 strikeouts there, the other 2 coming via the breaking ball.
So here's Colin Hall, the 9-hitter for Hyannis today. First pitch from Henley. Off-speed pitch over on the inside corner. Want to give our congratulations to YD field manager Scott Pickler. A 20 as Henley winds and fires home the next pitch. A swing and a foul right at the plate. 0-2 the count on Hall, but 2019 ABCA Hall of Fame inductee, America Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Huge honor for Pick. Here's the wind in the next pitch. Dribbled over to third base. Luke Waddell, a long throw over to first, and it gets away from Matt Dyer and scoots out of play. And Hall will reach on the wild throw by Luke Waddell over at third base, and Matt Dyer just could not pick it at first. Another error here for YD.
I think in my book, I'm giving Hall the infield single because he's safe there at first, and then advances to second on that E5, which skips into the stands.
So Hall reaches over at second. That'll flip the lineup over. Davis Wenzel stride to the plate for the second time today. First pitch of the game, Henley plunked him right on the shoulder. Looks back at Hall in the first pitch to Wenzel over on the outside corner. But big congratulations to Scott Pickler, a milestone achievement for him. I say one of the best coaches out there. Just you won't learn enough about baseball just standing next to him and watching him coach. Here's the 0-1. Curveball on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Wenzel. You just stand next to him at the batting cage during batting practice, and I can't say I've ever learned more about hitting in my life.
Well, and Pick certainly has his perspective on things and is able to really teach the guys, give them a different look.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on line through the right side into right field for a base hit. Getting the wave on at third, and now stopping is the runner Hall. Wenzel caught up in between at first and second, but will advance all the way to second. Ball gets through the cutoff man, Matt Dyer, having to be backed up by Blair Henley behind that third base foul line, about halfway between third and home, and runners now second and third for the Harbor Hawks yet again, and 2 straight base runners reach.
We're kind of seeing some of the inexperience from Dyer over at first base. Not that he should have picked the ball from Waddell a couple batters ago, but a tough play that Dash might make, and then that ball needs to be cut off. That can't get through, allowing Wenzel over to second.
Henley right back in trouble after striking out the first batter here in the second. First pitch lined right back up the middle. There is Campbell. He fields behind the bag, throws on over to first in time for out number 2. Coming home to score is Colin Hall from third on the ground out. Fielder's choice to Noah Campbell. And now it's 3-0 Harbor Hawks. So now Matthew Barefoot will also get to bat for the second time in 2 innings. He struck out swinging back in the first inning, but reached first on a drop third strike by Vito Freesia. First pitch misses inside, a curveball. 1-0 the count. So Como picks up the RBI on the fielder's choice, bringing home Hall to score. Runner Wenzel still leads off of second. Just the kick in the 1-0, lined right at Christian Koss at shortstop. He stabs it at about his head level for out number 3. But Blair Henley, more trouble in the field behind him, and another run across for the Harbor Hawks. They lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Johnny DeLuca is set to lead it off here in the second inning. YD trailing the Harbor Hawks 3-0. As Johnny DeLuca will stride to the plate for the first time today. Roth first pitch, fouled straight back. Switch hitter DeLuca hitting from the left side today with the righty Roth on the rubber. 279 clip for DeLuca during this ball game. Batting average hovering around 200 for the first week and a half or so he was here on the Cape, but this next pitch will miss inside for a ball. 1-1 the count on DeLuca, but has really heated up at the plate, and we're seeing the improvements from both sides of the plate. Next pitch, swing and a miss, gets away from the catcher. Lindsley behind home plate, count 1-2 on DeLuca. He's one of the guys picked at the batting cages every time he's at the cage. He's trying to work on his swing, just getting better, and Pick's always got something for him to help him, and the adjustments are showing off here for DeLuca. It's the wind in the 1-2, misses outside. 2-2 now the count. Be followed by Christian Koss and Vito Freesia here in this bottom half of the second inning. 5, 6, and 7 in the YD order. Out of the windup, here's the 2-2. Swing and a little dribbler towards third base. Fielding it off the grass is Gray. Throw on the run over to first in time to get DeLuca. A nice play by Seth Gray over at third base for out number 1.
That ball busted DeLuca in on the hands, just fighting it off over to third, forcing Gray to charge.
Here's Christian Koss. Back to his normal red stirrup socks today. Saw him show off red, white, and blue socks yesterday with the American flag. So he steps in from the right side to face Roth. First pitch, swing and a foul straight back for YD. Their home whites, red socks across the chest, red numbers, on the back. And for Hyannis, they're blue uniforms with orange sleeves, orange Hyannis across the chest, and white pants. Here's the 0-1, misses low, 1-1 the count on Koss. 267 clip for Christian entering today's game. This almost at the halfway point of the Cape League season, game number 21. Here's the next pitch, catches the outside corner. Koss behind 1-2.
Koss showed us last year, if you get hot, you get going a week and a half, 2 weeks, you can take your batting average from a 267 point to over 300.
It's the wind in the next pitch, fouled straight back.
Tail end of the season last year, he was the guy. At the dish, worked his way up to the top half of the order, top 2 slots. He was just making things happen, finished the season leading the Red Sox.
Roth looks in. Here's the 2-2, lined right into center field, down for a base hit. And Koss on cue, Brandon. A line drive, just frozen rope into center field, fielded by Rivera and tossed back into the infield. YD has a base runner on for the second straight inning.
TJ, I think we need to come up with a name for this, because this season we haven't brought the broadcaster's curse. We've brought the exact opposite to this team. We've done it time and time again.
So maybe more predictions while guys are at the plate?
Maybe. I don't want to try my luck, but maybe.
Here's Vito Freesia. Winding the first pitch to him. Misses outside for ball 1. Freesia didn't see action yesterday. It was Adam Kerner who got the call behind the plate for YD. Wind to the next pitch. That one is popped up, foul and out of play. Seen a lot of time as defensive replacements later in games. But here getting the start today against the Harbor Hawks. Game 2 of this home and home. We'll do this again later in the season. Throw over to first by Roth. Koss dives back in time. The final 2 games of the season, Hyannis and YD will do the same thing. 1 game at McKeon Park, 1 game at Red Wilson. It's the wind in the 1-1. Swung on that one is lined out into deep left field. Back goes the left fielder, and it bounces off the wall. Koss hits the bag at third and gets the stop sign from Scott Pickler. Hustling into second is Vito Freesia. Just missed hitting it out in left center field. Took 1 hop off the fence. And YD threatening runners in scoring position here in the second.
You know, TJ, one of the great things about what we get to do is we're working day in and day out with YD. We get to know these guys, and Vito's a guy that's been working his tail off. So to see that double, huge for him, and putting his YD team in a good spot to cut into this 3-run deficit.
Yeah, especially for a guy who doesn't get to play every day, and it can be kind of tough when you're just asked to go out there and hit some of the best arms on the Cape, cold off the bench, and Freesia checks in with an extra base hit here in the second inning as Hyannis, now a discussion out on the mound. Luke Waddell set to go to the plate for the first time today. 3-0 Harbor Hawks lead. They got those first 2 runs back in the first inning. A 2 RBI single by Seth Gray, the third baseman, after the first 3 batters reached. 2 safely, 1 on a drop third strike against Blair Henley. Kind of a rude welcome from the Harbor Hawks to Blair Henley's Cape League debut. As the mound visit is done with the Harbor Hawks, everyone will jog back out to their positions. Well, it takes some time for these guys, you would think, to get comfortable, even on the mound. Guys, you think it's just another start. It's the same mound. It's the same distance. Field dimensions maybe a little smaller than you're used to, but, you know, it's a mound's a mound. A baseball's a baseball. And it can have a different effect on everyone. It's first pitch to Waddell, chopped to the right side, over is the first baseman Pages. Fields throws back to first. The pitcher Roth covering at the bag in time for out number 2. But Koss comes home to score on the ground out from Luke Waddell, and YD is on the board. Not the hardest hit ball in the world off the bat of Waddell, but it gets the job done. And too much speed coming home from third at Koss, and YD's on the board.
And I think just like you said, gets the job done. Doesn't really matter how it happens, but YD gets the run up, and now Freesia over to third and 90 feet away.
Here's Matt Dyer now, rounding out the 9 for YD. First pitch to him, fouled straight back. We're talking about DeLuca, one of the guys who's constantly working with pick, adjusting his swing. Another guy right here, Matt Dyer, has been working really hard at it.
Defensively as well behind the plate.
Yeah. As Roth winds, runner leads off of third. Here's the 0-1, right down the middle. Quickly, Dyer behind 0-2. Yet to really see those results like we have with DeLuca. But it's probably in the cards for Matt Dyer in the future. It's too talented to keep struggling this long. 1-2, misses outside with a fastball. Dyer sat out this past spring at Arizona after transferring from Oregon. He's a native of the desert, Mountain Ridge High School. It's the wind in the 1-2. That'll miss just low below the knees. 2-2 now the count on Dyer. So at Mountain Ridge High School means he was teammates with Tampa Bay's first-round draft pick Matthew Libator for a couple of years in high school. I imagine those two were a battery. It's the wind in the 2-2. Fastball misses inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes, the count on Dyer. Hyannis defense giving Dyer the middle of the field. Both the shortstop Wenzel and the second baseman Como split. Wide open middle of the infield. The 3-2, that one's popped up in foul territory. Giving it a look is Pages right in front of the out-of-play line. He's there, and he'll make the catch for out number 3 here in the second, but YD scratches across their first run of the ball game. An RBI fielder's choice from Luke Waddell helps YD cut into the lead. It is 3-1 Red Sox. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Wicked Thrift and Pop Rock Vintage is located at 533 Route 28 in West Yarmouth, Massachusetts. They're one of the top 10 thrift stores in Massachusetts and is the only clothing resale store on Cape Cod that buys your clothes outright. Stop in and check out their fun selection today. Top half of the third inning, Hyannis in front of YD 3-1. TJ Mathewson, Brandon Pelter here from Red Wilson Field for this one. It will be 4, 5, and 6 due up in the Red Sox order. Starting with Pedro Pages. He was the first out of that long first inning for Blair Henley. Struck out swinging. The second strikeout for Henley at that time. He's got 4. It's the kick in the first pitch. Line to the left side. Through the hole into left field for a base hit. Pages rounds first and will put on the brakes as Cotton gets the ball back in, and first pitch, first base runner for Hyannis, and they start the inning much like they have in their last couple.
And certainly not the start that Blair Henley wanted here with his debut for the Red Sox, but he hasn't been hit all that hard. Nobody smoked anything off of him. He's gotten the defense behind him, hasn't been perfect, and he struggled to open the game in the first.
Here's Seth Gray. First pitch misses low, blocked by Freesia. Pages will take a small secondary lead at first. Won't wander too far off the bag. Not great speed over there at first. Well, Henley having to work out of trouble in each of his first 2 frames as a Red Sox. In trouble immediately here in the third. 1-0, misses low. 2-0 the count on Gray. Had 2 of the 3 runs batted in for the Harbor Hawks. Back in the first inning, 2 RBI single. Henley set. There's the 2-0. Popped up. Shallow right center field. Out is Campbell. In is Ashford. He's calling everyone off. Has a beat on it. And is there to catch it for out number 1. Good job by Ashford taking control right there. And calling off Reese Albert right field. And Noah Campbell, the second baseman, for out number 1 for YD. So here steps Todd Lott, the DH today for Hyannis. Was in left field yesterday for the Harbor Hawks, but on the designated hitter role. Struck out swinging back in the first inning. Henley now 1 out. Runner leads off of first. The wind in the first pitch, swing and a miss. Pulled the strings on an off-speed pitch. And Lott's behind 0-1. Had a home run yesterday. A long shot out to right center field at McKeon Park. Just the kick in the 0-1. Blocked by Freesia. Ball misses outside down in the dirt. 1-1 the count on Lott. Defense playing pretty deep. Ashford maybe about 10, 15 feet from the wall in dead center field. Of course, only 352 feet to center field here at Red Wilson. There's the 1-1. Off speed misses outside. 2-1 the count. The wind now gusting out to left center field. That flag is violently pointing out into the left center field direction, out into the trees. Won't take much to get one out of here today. It's the kick in the 2-1. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 2. 2-2 the count on Lott. Pedro Pages leads off at first. He led off this third inning with a single. Seth Gray followed in with a fly out to Zach Ashford in center field. Henley stares in. Matt Freesia gets his sign. Here's the 2-2. Curveball lined right to Matt Dyer at first. He dives back to the bag and avoiding the tag as Pages diving to the back corner of the base. Almost a spectacular play by Matt Dyer over at first base to almost double up Pedro Pages, but good job avoiding Dyer while staying in the base paths.
Well, it certainly doesn't help to be 6'5" on a play like that, right? Full extension making the catch. Also, heads up to get up quickly and try to double off Pages at first.
That good alertness by Pages, who sees that ball gets caught pretty much right in front of him, has to put on the brakes and do a 180 and go all the way back to the back. Here's Brady Lindsley, first pitch swinging, ground ball into the hole at second. There is Campbell Fields, throws on to first in time for out number 3. Henley, after the leadoff single, gets out of the inning unscathed. We head to the bottom half of the third. YD trailing Hyannis 3-1. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The Red Jacket Resorts is your place for all family fun. With numerous locations located around the Cape, you will find the perfect fit for your vacation. Visit redjacketresorts.com for all of their locations and availability. 1, 2, and 3 due up in the YD order. Zach Ashford set to lead off this bottom half of the third. Struck out swinging to lead off the ball game against Houston Roth, still out on the mound for the Harbor Hawks, out to start his third inning of work. Out of the windup, here's his first pitch, lined right back where it came from into center field for a base hit. Ashford doesn't waste any time in his second at-bat of the game, lines one right back up the middle into center field for a leadoff single.
Well, first at-bat doesn't foul much off, gets set down pretty quickly, and bat number 2 right on the first pitch, swinging at that. He's aboard.
So here's Noah Campbell, riding a 10-game hitting streak.
We've seen from this YD offense especially is they've continued to heat up. It's been aggressive early on in at-bats.
Roth set, runner leads off of first. Here's the first pitch to Campbell, misses outside for ball 1. And for YD, it's for the offense. When we're talking offense, we're not talking home runs, extra base hits. They will just hit. They'll settle for just single after single after single. It's whatever pushes runs across. They're one of the best teams in the league, if not the best, at doing that. It's the 1-0. Catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count on Campbell. I mean, we're thinking the 12 runs they scored against Brewster. They're for 11 of their 13 hits in that ball game, all singles in the first 10. So Roth set, runner leads off of first. Now throw over. Ashford dives back in time. Roth, the sophomore out of Ole Miss, stares in at Brady Lindsley behind the plate for Hyannis. 1-1 the count on Campbell. Here it is, swing and a miss, so right over the top of an off-speed pitch. Now 1-2. First time today, YD with the leadoff base runner on. Their fourth hit of the ball game with that Ashford single. 3-1 the score. Hyannis leading over YD. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a foul, straight back and out of play by Campbell. Count now remains 1-2. Pretty good crowd here at Red Wilson. It was very crowded at McKeon Park just yesterday for 4th of July festivities. A lot of the people staying in town, though, for a few more days. Rest of the week, we'll fill out this ballpark a little bit more. Throw over to first again. Ashford back in plenty of time. You always want a sense of how many people there are. Just look out in the outfield and see out how many lawn chairs are there. Quite a few. Taking up most of the space from the left field pole all the way out into center field. Roth set. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball to the right side. Over is Wenzel. Fields long throw over to first. Nowhere near in time to get Campbell. Ball kicks away from Pages, but he knocks it down. Keeps it on the infield. Good hustle by Noah Campbell. Now runners on at first and second for YD. An infield single for Campbell extends the hitting streak to 11 games.
Off the bat, the only play that Wenzel really had at short was to get Ashford at second, but Ashford a great jump on that one. All that ball on the ground from the start, he's taken off, so no play there.
Campbell, some of the best speed on this YD roster. Now over on first base, Ashford leads off of second. Here's Quinn Cotton, singled back in the first inning. Kick in the first pitch. Curveball misses high. Want to know the count on Quinn. This first four batters of this YD lineup all pretty much scorching. I'd say first five, including Johnny DeLuca. As Roth stares and arm hangs down from his side. Now gets the sign, comes set right at the chest. Looks back at the runner. Ashford at second. Here's the next pitch. Lined over the head of second baseman into right center field for a base hit. Getting the wave on is Ashford. Here he comes home. It will be no throw to home plate. Throws goes into second. Campbell there in plenty of time at second. Ashford comes across to score, and YD makes it a one-run game here in the third inning. 3 straight singles to start the frame, and it's now 3-2.
Such a smooth and simple swing from Quinn Cotton. Never tries to do too much with that ball, and he's content with lining it and kind of dunking that one in the alley. And that's enough, especially with the speed on the base paths to score a run.
Here's Reese Albert, popped up to second base his last time out. Roth, runners on at first and second. Still a run in, no one out here in the third. It's the first pitch. Catches the inside corner to Albert. Albert retired in that first inning. I mentioned back then he has, entering this ballgame, a .512 on-base percentage, getting on base more times than not. But kept off the base paths his first time. As Roth comes set, looks back at Campbell at second. Here's the next pitch. Albert shows bunt, pulls back, pitch misses high. 1-1 the count on Albert, Florida State product.
Boy, TJ, that's Scott Pickler baseball right there. A guy about as hot as you can be at the plate in his last 8 games. You have him square around to bunt.
We'll see what Pick decides to do right here. Albert right now, bat on the shoulder, staring at Roth. Here he shows again, pulls back again, pitches over at the knees for a strike. Now 1-2 the count on Albert. Reese out of, mentioned Florida State. Jupiter High School out of Jupiter, Florida. This past spring, .268 batting average, 7 home runs. Roth set. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a dribbler to the right side. Kicks up off the lip of the infield grass. Fielded by Como. Throws on to first in time to get Albert. But does the same job a bunt does. Moves the runners up 90 feet each. And now finally the first out of this third inning for Houston Roth. And 2 runners in scoring position for Johnny DeLuca. DeLuca, after grounding out to third his first time up, a prime RBI opportunity as he bats from the left side. There's the wind in the first pitch. That one's lined out into the gap in left center field. Back goes the left fielder barefoot. He's there near the track to make the catch. Tagging and coming home to score is Noah Campbell. Quinn Cotton advances to third on the fly out as well. And a sacrifice fly for Johnny DeLuca. And Whitey ties the score up at 3 here in the third. Nice piece of hitting by DeLuca.
Well, early on in this game, when we saw Blair Henley struggling, in the back of my mind, I knew if he could at least keep this game close, which he's done a good job of doing, he's settled in, he's starting to get out consistently, this YD offense would certainly put up a fight and have a chance, and here we see it tied up.
So Campbell comes across to score the second run in for the Red Sox here in this third inning. Christian Koss checks his swing. First pitch doesn't go around. Ball misses down and away for ball 1. You mentioned just like that YD offense, 3 straight singles to start this third inning. Next pitch to Koss, swing and a miss. Challenged him at the top of the strike zone with a fastball. Koss swings right through it. YD first in the league in batting, second in runs per game, third in total bases, first in on-base percentage. I could just go on and on about how spectacular they've been so far, about halfway point of the season. 1-1, popped up on the infield by Koss. Over is the catcher, Lindsley. right inside the first base foul line. There to make the catch for out number 3 here in the third. But not before Whitey scratches across 2 more runs. As we head to the top half of the 4th inning, all tied up at 3 here at Red Wilson Field. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top half of the 4th inning, all tied up at 3 here at Red Wilson Field between the Harbor Hawks and the Red Sox. Whitey countering with 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd to tie this ball game up at 3. So here's Eric Rivera for the 2nd time today. Fouls the first pitch straight back from Blair Henley. Rough first couple innings as a Red Sox. 3 runs across, but has settled down a little bit, working here in the 4th as he'll kick and fire home the next pitch over on the outside corner for a strike to Rivera. Henley making his first start for YD this summer. Coming off a season with the University of Texas. 3.32 ERA. One of the mainstays in that Longhorns rotation. So kicks, here's the 0-2. Swinging a dribbler up the middle, over in the holes. Koss dives, can't get to it. Squirts past him into center field for a base hit. Rivera rounds the bag at first with his first base hit of the afternoon. That'll bring up Colin Hall. Just like that, another base runner to lead off an inning for the Harbor Hawks, who in 3 of the 4 innings today have had the leadoff man reach. That'll bring up Colin Hall. Hall his last time up, an infield single over to Luke Waddell at third base, and then a wild throw would advance him over to second as the ball would get past Matt Dyer at first on that ground out. Could not pick the one hopper across the infield. Home plate umpire Jeff Merzel calls time. Henley stares in. Runner leads off of first. 1 out here in the 4th. He kicks. Here's the first pitch. Misses down and inside. YD taking game 1 of this home and home. 7-2 yesterday at McKeon Park. Great way to celebrate Independence Day on July 4th. A win. YD atop the Eastern Division. 25 points at 12-6-2. Here's the next pitch. Lined out into deep center field. Back on it is Ashford. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Going about halfway is Rivera. And he'll turn around and head back to first base. A loud but successful first out for Blair Henley here in the 4th inning. That'll flip the lineup over. Davis Wenzel will stride to the plate. We're reached both times so far today. Hit by a pitch to lead off the ball game and singled in the 2nd inning. Shortstop out at the University of Baylor. Baylor University. Flip that one around, and Henley will throw on over to first. Dyer, no tag applied on Rivera over there at first. Henley now 1 out here in the top of the 4th. He'll throw back on over to first. Rivera back in time again. Wind still gusting out to left center as Freesia will go out and have a quick word with Henley regarding signs of the runner over at first base. Single by Rivera to lead off this inning. Hall lining out to Ashford in center. 3-3 the score here at Red Wilson between Hyannis and YD. Henley kicks. Here's the first offering. That's over on the outside corner with a curveball for a strike. Wenzel, the average not really where you'd like to see it at 234, but one of the best guys in the Cape at working a count and drawing a walk. Has reached base in every single game he's played here on the Cape. Pitch out, and no runner going from first. It'll miss outside for a ball. 1-1 the count on Wenzel. Braden Como, the second baseman, stands on deck. Should Wenzel not ground into a double play right here? Henley peeks over his shoulder at the runner. Rivera off of first. Kicks. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Wenzel. Pulled the strings again. That curveball from Henley. It's now 1-2. Freesia stares into the YD dugout. Gets the signs from Scott Pickler. Gives the signs to Henley. Now comes set at the belt. Here's the 1-2. Runner goes from first line right to Christian Koss. Gets it on the short hop. Gets up. Throws on over to first in time for out number 2. Pretty play there by Christian Koss. No chance to get the runner Rivera, who was going on the pitch, in at second base as he successfully takes second. Koss gets the out over at first, and there's now 2 down. It'll bring up Braden Como. Koss diving to his left and trying to get that one on the short hop. Had that get past him, that might have scored the run. That ball would have trickled out in the left center field and a long way for Cotton or Ashford to go get that. First pitch from Henley to Como, bounces in the dirt, blocked by Freesia. He'll collect it behind the right-handed hitter, Como. Hand it to the home plate umpire, Jeff Merzel, give Henley a new baseball. Hyannis, 2 of their runs coming back in the top half of the first inning. And they get another one in the second. For YD, a run in the bottom of the second, and 2 more in the bottom of the third. And for Blair Henley, making his first start as a YD Red Sox. Merzel will clean off home plate, and now getting his crouch back behind Vito Freesia. Como steps back in for his third at-bat of the day. Fielder's choice and a single to his name so far. Henley set, looks back at the runner, no one holding him on. Winds, here's the next pitch. On the outside corner, a curveball for a strike. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. The count on the second baseman for the Harbor Hawks today. YD 12-6-2 record, standing atop the Eastern Division. Hyannis 12-7-1, second place in the West, a point behind the Wareham Gatemen. At 1-1, misses inside with the fastball, 2-1. The count on Como as he steps back in from the right side. Henley looks back at the runner. Campbell scoots back to his position at second. Here's the 2-1, fouled straight back by Como. 2-2 now the count. This matchup between East and West here at Red Wilson. 2 of the top teams in each division. Como, the sophomore out of Rice, will step back in. 2-2 the count on him. And he's set. Here's the 2-2. Curveball fouled down the first base line and drifts out of play into the sea of fans beyond that first base side. Count will remain 2-2. 319 clip this past spring at Rice. 2 home runs, 36 RBIs. Struck out 31 times, walked 17. Henley winds. Here's the 2-2. Swing in a foul down the third base side. Count stays the same. He's third on the Rice team in average, tied for the team lead in doubles with 14. Started every single game. All 59 contests. Campbell trying to keep the runner close at second base. And Eric Rivera playing shaded up the middle. Going to give daylight should Henley look. Here's a wind and a 2-2. Check swing. Doesn't go around. Blocked by Freesia. Ball is low and in the dirt. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful day here at Red Wilson. Shade kind of on and off the field. The sun peeking in and out of the clouds. Mostly sunny day here in Yarmouth. Henley comes set again. Here's the 3-2. Check swing, curveball, misses outside, and Como holds his swing back. The second base runner reaches for the Harbor Hawks here in the 4th inning. Runners on at first and second. And some more 2-out trouble for Blair Henley. And now Matthew Barefoot will stride to the plate. There's an arm warming up down in that YD bullpen. Scott Pickler taking his long walk out from the third base dugout. We'll see if Henley will stay in the game or they'll give way to that YD bullpen. Such a fun group out there in that bullpen for YD. Always very loud and supportive of their teammates as Pick makes the signal, and that will do it for Blair Henley. Working here in the 4th inning. He's through 3 2/3, but now threatening. New pitcher into the game for the Red Sox. Henley still out there talking with Pick. And it'll be Tommy Mace to make his Red Sox debut out of the bullpen, just arriving yesterday. Was watching the game from the stands yesterday. Now today in a uniform, just activated today. We'll see his first action. We'll get all that to you when we come back. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Tommy Mace set to make his YD debut. Back-to-back arms on the mound for YD, making their first appearances of this 2018 summer. It will be Tommy Mace out of the University of Florida. This past season, his freshman year with the Gators, 62 2/3 innings, a 4.16 ERA, struck out 45 and walked just 12 batters. He's out there on the mound. The tall, lanky right-hand pitcher will make his debut in a kind of a high-leverage situation for YD. Mostly out of the bullpen. Had a couple of really good starts for Kevin O'Sullivan's crew down there in Florida, coming up short in the College World Series. But here is Mace out here on the mound for the Red Sox at a Sun Lake High School in Tampa, Florida. Number 15 overall pitcher, number 15 overall, number 5 pitcher in Florida in 2017 per the Perfect Game rankings. So tall righty Mace will stare in at Matthew Barefoot in the heart of this Hyannis order. It's the first pitch. Fastball misses high. 1-0 the count. And we'll see if his debut will have the same effect it had on Blair Henley. A little wild back in that first inning for Henley. First pitch for Mace misses. 1-0 the count on Barefoot. Most dangerous hitter in this Hyannis lineup. Second in the Cape League in batting average. It's the next pitch. That's over on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. It's a low 90s fastball. Couple of nice off-speed pitches. Back in 2017, drafted in the 12th round of the MLB draft by the Cincinnati Reds, but chose to go the college route and go to Florida instead. It's the wind of the 1-1. Curveball misses outside. 2-1 now the count on Barefoot. Runner Rivera and Como take their leads from their bases. Rivera at second, Como from first. 2 outs here in the 4th. YD and Hyannis all tied up. 3 runs apiece. Mace set, looks back at the runner. Rivera at second. Here's the 2-1. Swing on that one's line down the left field side. That will drop inside for a base hit. Cotton Fields coming home to score is Rivera. Diving into third base is Como all the way from first. And Matthew Barefoot checks in with a huge RBI single down that left field line. And Hyannis breaks the tie. It is now 4-3 Harbor Hawks. So Mace comes in, serves up the RBI single to Rivera. That run charged to Blair Henley. And he's still responsible for one more runner out on the base paths. That's Como over at third. Right now for Henley, 3 2/3, 6 innings. And his line yet to be completed with the runner still out on the base paths. So here's Pedro Pages. His kicks. Here's the first pitch. Lined out into right field. Over is Albert. Dives, and he makes the catch. Diving towards the foul line. Highlight reel play by Reese Albert to keep more runs off the board and bail out Tommy Mason, Blair Henley. What a play by the YD right fielder for out number 3 here in the 4th. We head to the bottom half of the 4th. A run in for the Harbor Hawks. They lead 4-3. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Cape Cod 5 is your local and trusted bank that can help you with any banking needs. With branches located around Cape Cod, you can put banking to ease. Visit www.capecod5.com today to find the branch nearest you. 7, 8, 9 due up in the YD order to face Houston Roth back out on the mound for his 4th inning. Hyannis pushing a run across top half of the 4th to break this tie. It's now 4-3 Harbor Hawks. Frisha watches a ball dive down and out of the strike zone for ball 1. Frisha back in the 2nd inning. A double, one hopped off the left center field fence. Here's the next pitch, grounded out to the shortstop Wenzel. Fields belt high, throws on over to first a bit high, but Pedro Pages has it over at first for out number 1. Quick out number 1 for Frisha. That'll bring up Luke Waddell. Waddell last time a fielder's choice to the right side of the infield. That was fielded by Pedro Pages and allowed the run to come across to score with Christian Koss, who went on the second batter of that 2nd inning. Had a single. When come around to score. Kicks in the next pitch from Roth. Misses outside to Waddell. 1-0 the count. Luke, 194 average entering this ball game. Used a lot as a defensive replacement, seeing starts here and there. And the 1-0 bounces in there. Gets away from the catcher, Lindsley. The count now 2-0. Shade slowly creeping its way out onto Red Wilson Field. Local time here in Yarmouth, 6:15. With a nice warm summer July day, July 5th, 78 degrees. It's beautiful yesterday for the 4th of July and almost as good today. The 2-0 misses low, 3-0 the count on Waddell. Good eye there from the Georgia Tech product. Infielder for YD. Sets back in from the left side. Here's the 3-0. That catches the strike zone right down Main Street. Count now 3-1. Roth so far has pitched 3 innings, allowed 3 runs on 6 hits. Here's the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Waddell tosses his bat back to the YD dugout, and he will reach with a 1-out walk. Now Matt Dyer popped out in foul territory his last time up. Will stride to the plate. That foul out to end the 2nd inning. So he'll step in. Look at Scott Pickler for signs over at 3rd. Hyannis defense playing straight up. Waddell takes his lead from first. First pitch to Dyer misses outside. That didn't get the start yesterday. It was Adam Kerner behind the plate for the Red Sox. Getting the start at first base today. Spelling Andrew Dashbach a day off, who's been in the lineup pretty much every day. 1-0, lined out into right center field gap. That drops and gets past the outfielders all the way to the wall. Rounding 3rd and coming home is Luke Waddell. Stopping in at 2nd is Matt Dyer. Man, does that have to feel good for him? An RBI double, and YD ties it up at 4 just like that. That ball off the bat didn't look like it had all the juice in the world, but once it hits that outfield fence, it scooted right past Colin Hall in right field and got all the way to the fence, and Dyer coasted into 2nd, and Waddell, excellent speed over on at 1st, comes all the way around to score. That flips the lineup over. It's 2 straight base runners reach and a run in for the Red Sox. They tie it up at 4. Here's Zach Ashford. Ashford today, a strikeout swinging to start the ball game, and a single and a run scored back in the 3rd. There's the wind of the first pitch, shows bunt, drops it down, but foul down the 3rd base line. Ashford, one of the better bunters on this team, trying to steal a base hit. Seth Gray at 3rd, playing way back in the hole. And the count now 0-1. For YD, another response to Hyannis. Harbor Hawks jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the 1st inning and added on another run in the 2nd. And then YD a run in the 2nd, 2 runs in the 3rd, and now a run in the 4th. This game all tied up at 4. Here's Ashford again, steps back in, behind in the count 0-1. It's the wind in the 1-0. That misses inside, 2-0. Excuse me, that evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike, the count on Ashford. Pretty full crowd here at Red Wilson Field. So the best crowds of the season coming here in this first week of July. Everyone in town for the 4th of July. It's the 1-1. Misses high, 2-1 the count. It was really cool to see all the parades going on yesterday. All the people, all the traffic on the road. Coming to see fireworks, come hang out at the beach, eat some lobster, some seafood. And, of course, the best of them all, watch some quality baseball. It's the 2-1 Ashford. Off-speed pitch catches the outside corner, 2-2 the count. Well, thank you for listening in to Red Sox baseball on our stream. Roth count all knotted up. 2 balls in, 2 strikes on Ashford. Here's the 2-2. Swung on in line, foul straight back. And the count will stay same on Ashford. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yesterday, the side of this matchup, McKeon Park and Hyannis. The parade going on. Plenty of people in downtown Hyannis could just walk right over to the ballpark. Really good crowd at McKeon last night to watch these two do battle. 7-2 Red Sox win. 2-2 misses outside an off-speed pitch. 3-2 the count on the leadoff man for YD. But as the 9th inning came along and the skies started darkening, the fireworks started being launched off from the harbor. It was really pretty to see out beyond the right field fence and a little bit into foul territory behind the trees. Here's the 3-2. Foul down the third base sign and out of play. The count stays full. Of course, there's classic 4th of July things like watching, well, Major League Baseball or watching the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. I got to watch that. Congratulations to Joey Chestnut on yet another win. So Roth sets. Here's the 3-2. Fouled straight back over the third base side again. That would be his 11th title in 12 years of playing at that competition, and a world record 73 hot dogs. I just cannot imagine fitting that much food into someone's body at once. But all credit to Joey. I'd go for about maybe 5, give or take. Roth set again, full count on Ashford. Here's the offering. Swung and popped up into shallow left field. In comes Barefoot. He's got a beat on it, and he's there, catches it above his head for out number 2. Ashford retired for the second time today. Second time in 4 innings. And that's going to bring up Noah Campbell. Campbell, an infield single and a run scored his last time up, as here comes Chad Gassman out of the Hyannis dugout, looks down at that Harbor Hawks bullpen and makes the single. That'll be it for Houston. Roth here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs, a runner on second for YD, and a pitching change for the Harbor Hawks. We're going to take a quick break with this pitching change with Eamon Hamilton striding to the plate. Looking like he's going to pinch hit for Noah Campbell. We'll be back with more Red Sox baseball. You're listening to YD Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. New pitcher on the bump for Hyannis. It will be Brent Schultz out of University of Minnesota, the Golden Gophers. It's 2018 spring, 52 2/3 innings, 2.09 ERA, 22 games, all out of the bullpen so far this summer. 5 games, a 1-1 record, a ERA right at 5, 1 save in 9 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts and 4 walks, and a pinch hitter for Noah Campbell. It'll be David Hamilton. Didn't get the start today, but Hamilton being inserted into the lineup here in the 5th. So he will step in, bat for Noah Campbell. Runner out on second, that's Matt Dyer. Had an RBI double, third batter of this inning. Would tie this game up at 4. It's the first pitch from Schultz. That'll catch the outside corner to Hamilton. 0-1 the count. Hamilton, ever since arriving a few days ago from the University of Texas, teammates with today's starter Blair Henley and normal DH Zach Zubia. Those guys, Zubia seeing the day off today. Next pitch misses outside. 1-1 the count on Hamilton. Especially the red-hot bat that Campbell was swinging. Scott Pickler likes the defense a little bit more of David Hamilton. So he waves his bat, points it out towards center field, now brings it back, waves it over his head. Schultz set. looks at Dyer, and at second fires home the 1-1. Misses low, 2-1 the count on Hamilton. YD a run across in this bottom half of the fourth inning, tying this game all up at 4. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Red Sox, and 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors for Hyannis. Shortstop Wenzel dancing behind Dyer. Here's the 2-1. Catches the inside corner with a fastball. Hamilton doesn't like the call. And turns his head away and walks out towards the edge of the home plate dirt circle. We'll dig back in. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom half of the fourth inning, a run in for YD. And this game all tied up at 4. Schultz sets, looks over at the runner. Dyer leading off of second. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul straight back by Hamilton. The count stays the same, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was Luke Waddell who walked with 1 out here in this fourth inning. He would reach to first base, and then the next batter, Matt Dyer, would launch a double out to right center field. Got all the way to the wall, allowed Waddell to come around to score, tie up this ball game. Here's the 2-2 from Schultz. Curveball, strike 3, called right on the inside corner. No complaint from Hamilton as he'll walk back to the YD dugout, and Schultz does his job and gets out of the jam for the Harbor Hawks here in the fourth inning, but not before YD scratches across another run and ties this ball game up, back up at 4. So we head to the top of the fifth, all tied up at 4 between YD and Hyannis. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The Sea Dog Pub is located at 23 White's Path in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Is a great local pub to bring your family. From daily specials to a great menu, they are worth a stop in before or after a ball game. Tommy Mace back out to start this fifth inning after he came in relief of Blair Henley. YD starter for today went 3 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, a walk and 4 strikeouts. Both making their Red Sox debut today. Mace come in to get that final out of the fourth inning. Now out there to start the fifth against this Hyannis lineup that will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Score all tied up at 4 here at Red Wilson. First pitch, an off-speed pitch on the outside corner to Gray is over for strike 1. Mace quickly back on the rubber out of the windup. Fires home the 0-1. Fastball misses on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. Dyer playing deep at the hole at first base. Mace kicks. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss inside. 2-1 the count on Gray. Seems like every time Hyannis jumps out to a lead, YD right there to respond. For the Harbor Hawks, they got a run back in the top half of the fourth. 2-1 misses low and inside. 3-1 the count on Gray. Then YD coming right back and scores another run and ties this game up at 4. Matt Dyer, man catching today, over at first base. The RBI double. 3-1 lined right back up the middle into center field for a base hit past the glove of Tommy Mace. And a base hit to lead off this fifth inning for Seth Gray. And another leadoff base runner for Hyannis. That is now 4 times in 5 innings.
Mace looked so frustrated out there that he didn't haul that one in after that ball went past him. Just kind of walked off the mound toward first base.
Here's Todd Lott, the DH. Will stride in for the 3rd time today. A strikeout and a pop-up to his name today. As Mace now works right back into the stretch. The runner, Gray, leads off of first. Here's the first pitch. Off-speed pitch misses outside.
I think here for both Mays as well as Henley, your first appearance here for the Red Sox, some pressure is on, and it is an adjustment here. Different ballpark, brand new to them. All these little things, they make big differences for a pitcher.
He peeks over his shoulder at Gray, leading off of first. Here's the 1-0, popped up on the infield. Dyer running over towards that Hyannis dugout. He's there underneath it, and he squeezes it for out number 1. That's a really tough play from Matt Dyer. Had a long way to go from his position deep in the hole at first base, and comes all the way over near the Hyannis dugout, makes the catch.
That is a tough play, and you also had Freesia, the catcher, making his way over there as well, so communication needs to be there, and also kind of in enemy territory, not getting any help from the Hyannis dugout as you range over.
In fact, the Hyannis dugout possibly, we're not maybe here playing exhibition summer ball, might be shouting a couple things at Dyer, maybe possibly to distract him. It all depends on who it is. Here's the first pitch on the way to Brady Lindsley, the catcher. That'll catch the inside corner for a strike. Mace, the freshman out of Florida, making his Red Sox debut. 1 out here in the 5th. 0-1 the count on Lindsley. Gray leads off of first, led off the frame with a single. It's the 0-1, misses inside. Evens up the count at 1. Mace, one of a couple Florida Gators on this projected YD roster. Another name that's probably be here in the next couple of days. Jordan Butler, lefty reliever. Mace looks over his shoulder at Gray. Here's the 1-1, popped up into shallow left field. Coming in is Cotton. He has a beat on it. He's there for out number 2 and medium depth left field. After the leadoff single, couple easy flyouts for Tommy Mace, and there's 2 down.
Settling in after coming in, first hitter he sees in the 4th, allowing the RBI single. Reese Albert helped him out with a terrific play, but again, same thing as Blair Henley, just kind of finding that rhythm, finding the sweet spots of this ballpark.
So 2 outs. Here's Eric Rivera. First pitch from Mace, misses high and away for ball 1 with a fastball. Rivera singled to lead off the 4th inning. It's 1 for 2 today. Struck out swinging back in the 2nd as well. Gray takes his lead over at first, not too big, held on by Dyer. Mace winds, here's the 1-0, fouled straight back and out of play. Evens up the count at 1-1. For both teams, 4 runs on the scoreboard. YD 4 runs on 7 hits, Hyannis 4 runs on 8 hits. That 8th hit and runner over at first base, Seth Gray. This looks in. Here's the 1-1. Off-speed pitch misses away. 1-2. 2-1, pardon me, the count on Eric Rivera. YD first place in the Eastern Division. Hyannis second place in the West. As Mace comes set. Here's the 2-1 on the way. Curveball over on the outside corner. 2-2. Now the count on Rivera, and Mace a strike away from getting out of this 5th inning. And stranding that leadoff base runner over at first. Quickly gets a sign from Freesia. He comes set. Here's the 2-2. Off-speed pitch misses outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Rivera. Rivera can reach. It'll be Colin Hall, the 9-hole hitter for Hyannis, standing on deck. Mace stares in at Vito Freesia behind the plate. Gets his sign, comes set below the belt. Here's the 3-2. Runner goes. It is outside for ball 4. Rivera will take his base, the second base runner to reach for the Harbor Hawks in this 5th inning. And now the 9-hole hitter, Colin Hall, will stride to the plate. So Mace going to have to work out of trouble with 2 outs, much like he was called in to do in the top half of the 4th inning relief of Blair Henley. Runners take their leads from first and second. Hall will stride in. Hall flew out to Zach Ashford in center field back in that 4th inning. As the first pitch misses low and inside for ball 1. Also had an infield single and came around to score on a fielder's choice by Braden Como back in that frame. One of the 4 Hyannis runs. Mace set again. Looks back at the runner at second. There's Wines. Here's the next pitch. That misses inside. 2-0 the count. So 2 teams here are at the top of their respective divisions. We battle on back-to-back days. Mace comes set. Here's 2-0. That misses inside. 3-0 the count. Mace has lost the strike zone on Hall right here. There's a pitch away from loading up the bases. 3-0 the count on Colin Hall. See if he gets the green light right here. Guy just batting 143 entering this contest. What better pitch to get than a 3-0 fastball? Here's that 3-0 pitch. Misses inside. Ball 4. Mace with a second walk of the inning. And now the bases are loaded for the Harbor Hawks and the top of the order due up in Davis Wenzel.
No action in the YD bullpen. This is all Tommy Mace right now to figure things out.
Wenzel reached twice today. A hit by pitch in the first inning. A single in the second inning. Grounded out to shortstop at the time, Christian Koss. And Koss now moves over to second base, replacing Noah Campbell. And now taking over at second base, came in to pinch hit in the bottom of the 4th inning, David Hamilton. Luke Waddell still over at third, Matt Dyer at first, outfielders all the same. Mace stares in, worked himself into trouble, bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's Wenzel. The line in the first pitch, misses outside with an off-speed pitch. The count 1-0. Mace hasn't thrown that pitch for a strike too many times so far. So Wenzel waves that bat out in front of home plate. As Mace struggles to get his sign, and now time is called by Wenzel. Home plate umpire Jeff Merzel grants it. As Mace stares in at Freesia again. First time these two working together. It's the wind, then the 1-0. That catches the outside corner with a fastball. 1-1 the count on Wenzel. Your Mace, you'll take a ground ball to any of your infielders, an easy fly ball to the outfield. Just make sure nothing's hit hard. Of course, he'll take a strikeout too. As he comes set at the belt. Here's the 1-1 to Wenzel. Fastball misses just outside. Freesia held it there for just a second, but could not get the call from Merzel. 2-1 the count. Hyannis, no runs in here in this 5th inning, but threatening to break open this tie. 4-4 the score here at Red Wilson. Top of the 5th inning. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses low. 3-1 the count on Wenzel. Now Tommy Mace in danger of walking in a run.
Still no action down the left field line in that YD bullpen.
Wenzel waves that bat out across the plate. Now brings it back up above his head. Here's the 3-1 from Mace. Outside, ball 4, misses with the fastball. The 3rd straight walk from Tommy Mace. Walks in another Hyannis run and breaks the tie. It is now 5-4. Harbor Hawks lead. Seth Gray reaching on that leadoff single finally trots home to score. Now Christian Wonders out of the dugout for the Red Sox, and Vito Freesia out from behind the plate to have a meeting with Tommy Mace. He has completely lost the strike zone here in the 5th. Just a quick word from Wonders as he will slowly walk back to the YD dugout. So now it'll be Braden Como, the second baseman. We'll look to keep this Harbor Hawks fifth inning alive. Now for Mace, walks not really a problem this past spring at Florida. Just 12 walks in 62 2/3 innings. But has walked 3 in a row here in the fifth and a run in for the Harbor Hawks. Here's the first pitch. That's over on the outside corner with a curveball. Rivera leads off of third. Hall leads off of second. Wenzel leads off of first. 5-4 Hyannis leads. Top half of the fifth inning. A run in here in this fifth. Mace comes set again. It's time is called. Freesia go over the signs again with Mace. He'll step off and look back in. Como taps his bat on home plate. Mace kicks. Here's the 0-1. Misses down and away. Blocked in the dirt by Freesia. Keeps it in front of him. Evens up the count at 1.
Vito been working hard behind the plate there, trying to keep as many pitches as possible in front of him, save another run.
This is now pitch number 32 for Mace, and only 3 outs recorded for him. It's the wind and the 1-1. Misses outside with that fastball. 2-1 now the count. This Mace is just nowhere near the strike zone here in the fifth. 3 straight walks. Has pushed in a Hyannis run. And they lead 5-4. Here's the 2-1. Fastball catches the outside corner. Evens up the count at 2-2. And Mace is strike away from getting out of it. Mace stares in at Freesia. 2-2 the count on Braden Como. Bases packed full of Harbor Hawks. Rivera at third, Hall at second, Wenzel at first. Here's the 2-2 for Mace. Swing and a foul down the first base side and out of play. Aggressive hack there from Como. Got a pitch right over the heart of the plate and just spoils it back foul. Wind still gusting out to left center field here at Red Wilson. One of the stronger winds we've seen here. Probably hardest since it was at opening day. The wind was just gusting out into the outfield. Led to an offensive explosion. 10-9 YD win over Bourne. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul down the first base side again and out of play. Infielders playing straight up and deep. Same with the outfielders. Ashford shaded over just a hair into right center field. Tommy Mace, a 2-2 count on Braden Como, the 2-man for Hyannis. So he waves his bat again, now brings it up near his head. Mace gets the sign, comes set on the rubber. Kicks, here's the 2-2. Swing and a grounder to the right side, diving his Koss, kicks off his glove into right field. That'll be a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second runner home. A 2-run single off the glove of Christian Koss into right field, and the Harbor Hawks add on 2 more. It is now 6-4. 7-4 Harbor Hawks.
And that nothing that Christian Koss really could have changed and shouldn't be an error or anything on him. Just making the all-out effort. That ball bouncing off his glove. Fortunate for Hyannis.
So now Matthew Barefoot, the 8th batter of the inning for Hyannis, will step to the plate. Now Mace 3 runs in here in the 5th. First pitch misses low for a ball. 1-0 the count on Barefoot. Not the guy in this lineup you would want to be pitching around, but stay out of the middle of the plate. Second in the Cape League in batting average, .368 entering this game. Already a hit and an RBI to his name today. So we finally some action up in the YD bullpen. Mace set. Bases still. Runners off of first and second. Pitch will miss low and away. Three runs in for the Harbor Hawks. Leadoff single by Seth Gray, and then 3 straight walks and an RBI single by Braden Como gets us to where we are now. It's the Next pitch on the way, popped out into center field. Ashford a beat on it. He's there, and he'll make the catch for out number 3, but not before the damage is done to Tommy Mace. 3 runs in for the Harbor Hawks. They lead 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Schlegel and Schlegel Insurance Brokers, Inc. is located at 34 Main Street, Route 28 in West Yarmouth, Mass. From auto insurance to home insurance, they're your spot to ensure all of your insurance needs are taken care of. Stop by or visit schlegelins.com to have your policy reviewed today. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson, bottom of the 5th inning, and a 7-4 lead for the Harbor Hawks over the Red Sox here. Second straight game these two teams have faced off, and here's the first pitch to Quinn Cotton. Misses outside. Yesterday, a 7-2 win for YD. Here they trail it in the 5th. Still Brent Scholes on the mound, the 1-0. Swung on and lined in left center field. Barefoot to his left, can't get it. One hops the wall. Cotton cruises into second base, a leadoff single to start the 5th for the Red Sox.
Have a day, Quinn Cotton. 2 singles and now a double. That one a rocket out into the left center field gap. No chance for either Barefoot or Rivera to have a beat on that one. And after giving up the tie in the top half of the 5th inning, and Whitey right back on the offensive side, swinging away and fighting their way back.
It's been the offense that's powered the Red Sox as of late. 8-2 in their last 10. They won 4 straight. Reese Albert steps up, the lefty. 0 for 2 today. Scholes the righty with the first pitch. Misses down low. A fastball. Albert, in his last 4 games coming into today, hitting .571. He's been hot. Cotton leads off second. No outs, bottom of the 5th. YD trails it by 3 against the Harbor Hawks. Scholes 1-0. Breaking ball clips the outside corner. Just about as perfect as you can get here at the ballpark. Low 80s. Sun shining down on Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth as the flag blows out toward left. Scholes first base side of the rubber, 1-1. Inside and tighten, that catches Albert on that right arm. He's all right. And it's now first and second with still no outs in the 5th.
Yeah, that one looked like it stung a little bit. Albert a little more emphatically tosses that bat back towards the Red Sox dugout. But Red Sox just putting guys on base. The lead given up, and the game, they're now down 3 runs. They got to put guys on, and that's what they're doing.
2 men aboard. It's Johnny DeLuca, 0 for 1 today. Does have the sac fly RBI. Scholes sets at the belt, peeks at second, first pitch. Misses outside. Ton of scoring here. The Harbor Hawks have scored in 4 of 5 frames. YD in 3 of 4. Here in the bottom of of the fifth. No outs. The Red Sox threatening again. They trail it by 3. Scholes sets. The righty kicks with the 1-0. Swung on and driven in the air out of play down the left side. The count even at a ball and a strike. Red Sox releasing Andrew Martinez, one of their temporary players, one of the last few around. He was quickly picked up by the Orleans Firebirds earlier today. Runners on first and second. Scholes sets. 1-1 offering. Swung on and hit on the ground. Fielded by Como. Flips to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. DeLuca aboard with the fielder's choice ground out. Now runners on the corner. Justin out in the bottom of the 5th. That brings up Christian Koss with 1 out. Runners on the corner. Koss singled to center. Also popped out in foul ground so far today. Big spot for Koss, a returner for the Red Sox. From UC Irvine, just finished his sophomore year. Whitey trails by 3. Scholes the first pitch. Nails the outside corner, called the strike. How about this, TJ? About a week ago, we saw Christian with that honey badger haircut, kind of the mohawk, the shortened one, all just hair in the middle of his head, and that bleach blonde, and now he's gone bald, shaved it all off.
I wonder if he's maybe getting teased on a little bit about his haircut.
0-1 is smoked off the end of the bat, foul into the Harbor Hawks dugout. Some of the players not even paying attention over there, almost got nailed. Everybody's okay, though.
Always got to be alert, especially when your dugout's not completely protected.
Well, back to Koss's hair. The mohawk was done by Jimmy Govern, another temp for YD, since been released. 0-2 on Koss. Runners on the corner, 1 out, bottom 5. YD trails by 3. The 0-2 swung on and driven in the air. Right side foul, giving it a chase. Pages the first baseman, but he runs out of room.
I saw you got to talk to Christian before the game. The mohawk come up at all?
It didn't, and I'll have to ask him about it tomorrow. We're kind of joking about he's the newest right fielder for YD. Yesterday made some terrific throws in the outfield.
Yeah, he got to show off the arm a little bit. Something, kind of hidden. I mean, you see it at shortstop just a little bit, but some of the throws he made from the outfield where he could get a running start, and it's cool to watch.
No balls and 2 strikes. Scholes sets, throws over to first, and DeLuca back easily. For the Red Sox, the first 2 runners reached. Quinn Cotton doubled the left center. Reese Albert hit. And Johnny DeLuca reached via the fielder's choice, which retired Albert. So 1 out, runners on the corner. 0-2 on Koss, the pitch. Fastball misses a couple inches off the plate. YD down by 3 runs. Seen a lot of offense back and forth. Both pitchers for the Red Sox, Blair Henley and Tommy Mace, making their debuts. Scholes sets at the belt. The righty, first base side of the rubber. Throws over to first. DeLuca back on his feet. Vito Freesia, the 7-man, is on deck. Scholes sets. 1-2. Swung on and popped up behind the plate, and that'll clear the fence, get out of play. Bottom of the 5th, YD trailing the Hyannis Harbor Hawks by 3 runs. These 2 teams met yesterday on the 4th of July, a 7-2 win for the Red Sox. Runners get their lead off of first and third, the 1-2. Slapped foul behind the plate. Koss putting up a battle here. TJ, 4th of July yesterday. Some cool fireworks out there at Hyannis. Just 2 streets away or so from the field was the harbor, so you got to see some of those almost Sandlot-esque. So the game was finishing up in the 9th. Fireworks off in the distance.
As a treat to watch. When you think about Cape Cod baseball on the 4th of July, I know everyone talks about Veterans Field, but I don't think you could think of anything more than that McKeon Park that night. Fireworks going off behind the trees and great baseball being played.
7th pitch of the at-bat to come. Ball and 2 strikes. Here it is. Swung on and chopped to the shortstop. Wenzel fields, flips to second to 1. On to first, not in time. So a fielder's choice, and Whitey scores a run. 7-5, Red Sox down by 2 here in the 5th.
Well, 3 straight non-base hits. I mean, the hit by pitch by Albert, and then 2 straight fielder's choices. And that's just hustle down the line to beat out those double play ground balls. And, you know, you don't beat those ground balls out. Hyannis is out of the inning. Not a run comes across. But just because that hustle right there, Whitey gets a run across.
Casa board at first, now 2 outs, and that brings up Vito Freesia. First pitch. Breaking ball misses away. Freesia 1 for 2 today, double to left field. The Hofstra Pride ball player hit .353 in the spring. Scholes sets 1-0. Breaking ball called strike, snap throw down to first, and Koss dives back in safely. That double for Freesia, his first extra base hit of the Cape season. One and 1 count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Koss off of first base. Scholes sets, here's the pitch. Breaking ball, misses low and in, and 2 balls and a strike. Flag blowing out toward left center field. Bit of a breeze, but plenty of sunshine, low 80s. 2-1, swung on and in the air down the right field line. Hall giving chase, and he'll hold up as that one lands foul. For the Red Sox, they've been back, and he'll go for 3. He's getting the wave home. There'll be no throw at the plate. Koss scores. Vito Freesia his second double, and a 2-out RBI. 7-6. Whitey trails by just a run.
How about this Whitey offense? You can turn to just about everyone. Vito, as you mentioned before, not a guy who's played every day and gets the opportunity to start today and collects his first 2 extra base hits of the season. And Christian Koss with great speed off on the crack of the bat, able to come all the way around and score. And Whitey now a run closer and just a run away from tying this game.
Now Andrew Dashbach to the plate for the Red Sox. They're trailing just a run here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. Freesia at second base. Dash, best hitter for the Red Sox, stepping in. A good time for him.
Yeah, scheduled in for what looked like his first day off and doesn't even make it through 5 whole innings.
Both bullpens getting into a little bit of trouble. Scholes, the righty, sets. First pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. Dash hitting .322 for the Red Sox. Leads the way with 3 home runs. Righty from Stanford's. Throws the bat out over the plate. He's ready. Scholes sets. 1-0. Swung on and driven in the air to right field. Hall running toward the line to his left. Settles under it and makes the catch for the 3rd out, but not before the Red Sox tack on 2 runs. They trail it by 1 through 5. Here at the ballpark, you're listening to Whitey Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the sixth at Red Wilson Field, 7-6. Hyannis leads YD. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson. A couple changes for the Red Sox. Nick Quintana slides in at third base, and Andrew Dashbach pinch hit and ended the fifth inning, is now over at first. So the Red Sox slowly but surely working in some of the big bats into the order. And now Braden Fink out of the pen, making his sixth appearance for YD. Fink from Oklahoma, 5.19 ERA through 8 2/3 innings pitched. 8 strikeouts to go along with that as well. So it's Fink the lefty taking over for Tommy Mace. Mace finished an inning and a third, 3 hits, 3 runs all earned, 3 walks as well.
And how about that response by YD? Bottom half of the fifth inning, Tommy Mace comes in, makes his debut, doesn't have his best stuff and doesn't have his best control either, serves up 3 runs, and the offense has his back and just puts 2 more on the board, and YD now just trailing by 1.
Pedro Pages leading off this top half of the sixth inning. Both teams have scored in 4 out of 5 frames, both with 9 hits as well. Fink the lefty from the stretch, first base side of the rubber, the first pitch. Swung on and lined right back up the middle. Leadoff base hit for Pedro Pages here on the top of the sixth.
Pages the only guy that didn't get to bat in the top half of the fifth inning, and I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and hit a single here in the sixth. Great start for the Harbor Hawks, and another leadoff base runner for Hyannis. Now 5 of 6 innings with the leadoff man on.
Seth Gray now steps up. For the Red Sox, they do have 2 errors, and 2 Hyannis runs have come in unearned. That's been a big difference here today. Fink with the first pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Called a strike here to Seth Gray. Great so far today. 2 for 3. An RBI single. Another single, and scored a run as well. Fink the lefty set to the belt. Peaks at first. The 0-1. Check swing. Appeal and no swing, says Jim Fonseca. So the count evens here with no outs in the top of the sixth. Pages led off the inning with a single to center field. He's at first base. And it's the 5-man Seth Gray up. 7-6, Hyannis leads YD, 1-1. In the dirt, skips off the glove of Freesia, and Pages advances to second base. So now Koss, who's at second, comes in quickly to have a word with Fink.
Like Freesia, when that ball got away from him, just couldn't really find his footing and just slips. Looked like he was going to try and make a throw down to second, get Pages, but like his right leg just gave out.
Left side of the infield, getting some shade here thanks to the trees on the third base side. Outfield still full of sunlight. Mound and home plate in shade as well here. Just past 7 o'clock at Red Wilson Field here on a gorgeous July 5th day. Red Sox in action again tomorrow here at home. Another 5 o'clock start to face the Harwich Mariners. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses low and in, and 3 balls and a strike here on Seth Gray. Fink with the Craig Kimbrell-esque stare towards Freesia to collect the sign. He sets just above the belt. Kicks with the 3-1. Breaking ball called a strike, and the count runs full here. No outs, top of the sixth, the man at second. Wind blows out towards left field, straight out of the ballpark. 3-2. Swung on and tapped toward the left side. Hamilton charges, fires on to first. In time, a terrific play on a ball off the end of the bat, and that's the first out.
Well, with all these defensive substitutions, this is now probably YD's best defensive infield group on the infield, with that man out there running the show at shortstop, David Hamilton, is nice running throw on over to first in plenty of time to get Gray.
That brings up Todd Lott, 0 for 3 today, including a strikeout, pop out, and foul ground. Lott, an 11-game hit streak going, trying to extend that. Page is off of second, the first pitch. Swung on and missed, a breaking ball biting down towards the shoe tops. Lott's hitting .310 for the Harbor Hawks. Big sets. The 0-1 offering. Swung on and grounded behind the plate, foul. Fink now quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Braden, of course, out in the bullpen. And after yesterday's game, Sam Kessler, 2 innings pitched, no hits, no runs. Went out and interviewed him. And boy, did that bullpen go nuts. Behind us having some fun. Chandler Fidel with a lawn chair swinging like a bat. Fink, I think, decided to show his black shorts underneath his baseball pants as well. They had a good time.
It's a fun group out there.
Here's the 0-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Strikeout number 1 for Fink here this afternoon, and the second out in the top of the 6th.
I was about to say, this is really uncharacteristic outing for this YD pitching staff. Not as many strikeouts as you used to see, that being only strikeout number 5 on the day for the pitching staff in whole, but that comes at a big time, keeps the runner out there on second. That's Pages, and an out away from getting out of this is Braden Fink.
So with 2 outs, and that man on second base, Pages, who started out the inning with a single, it's Brady Lindsley up. He's 0 for 3 so far tonight. Lindsley the lefty, Fink the lefty. First pitch. Swung on in a liner, out to shallow right field, dunks in ahead of Albert. They'll hold up Pages at third. And so runners on the corner now with 2 away. The 8-man Eric Rivera up next. Rivera single, also scored twice. But Fink trying to work this scoreless top of the 6th inning to hold the Harbor Hawks to 0 for just the second frame here tonight. Top of the 6th, runners on the corner, 2 away. Rivera batting from the right side against the lefty Fink. First pitch. Swung on and foul tipped off the mask of Vito Freesia. He's all right. Kind of shakes out the cobwebs, and Jeff Merzel, the courtesy trip out to Fink. 7-6, Hyannis leads YD. The Harbor Hawks got out to a 3-0 lead. The YD has been clawing their way back ever since. It's Pages at third. He led the inning off with a single. Lindsley at first. He just singled to right. Now Eric Rivera settles back in on the right side. Not only did the bullpen guys dance around during that interview. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and hit on the ground to Koss. Flips the short way to second in time for the third out. So we'll have to get the rest of that one in the next frame through 5.5, 7-6. The Red Sox trail by a run. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Made Pro's been making Cape Cod shine one home at a time for the past 15 years. Visit their website, madepro.com/Cape Cod, and have your home cleaned the way you like it. New pitcher on the bump for the Harbor Hawks here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Keegan James making his second appearance of the season. The only other outing against Bourne collected in a 6-4 win for Hyannis. Pitched an inning of the third, no runs and just a hit. Here he'll face Nick Quintana making his first at-bat of the afternoon. 7-6. Hyannis leads YD. Brandon Pelter here with you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this one. Plenty of offense, 20 combined hits, 11 for Hyannis, 9 for YD. The Red Sox have just been clawing to stay into this one. Started out the game trailing 3-0 through the first inning and a half. Then scored a run in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. See if they can continue things here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Quintana for YD has been slowly but surely working that batting average back up. Now climbed to 224. Also collected his first home run of the season a couple days ago. Quick trip here for Lindsley to get on the same page with James from Mississippi State. They're ready to go. Sunshine continues to dwindle a little bit, but still plenty of baseball left ahead of us. About 7:15 here in South Yarmouth. The wind continues to blow towards left. Quintana, the righty ready, as is James. The first pitch. Fastball misses low. James, a 6'3", 225 right-hander. Finished his sophomore year. Pitching from the windup here to lead off the bottom of the 6th. James winds. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and grounded foul to the fence behind the plate. A ball and a strike here on Quintana. Leadoff man at the bottom of the 6th inning. Red Sox have scored in 4 straight frames. They're within a run of the Harbor Hawks. Quintana, pants hiked up to the kneecaps. The 1-1 offering. Breaking ball drops in for a strike on the outer third, and it's 1-2. Quintana, a long look at the barrel of the bat, now taps it on the plate from the right side. James winds. 1-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Quintana down looking. That one fell from the letters, sweeping to the outside corner. That's the first out. Zach Ashford now, the one man settling in to the left side for YD. 1 for 3 today. Came around to score a run back in the third. That was a 2-run third inning. YD able to tie that game up. First pitch. Misses down low. That tied the game at 3. Both teams scored a run in the 4th. Then Hyannis 3 in the 5th. YD 2 in the 5th. That's the difference. 7-6. Hyannis leads YD here. Bottom of the 6th. The 1-0. Waved at and missed. James pulled the strings on him there off speed. The count even a ball and a strike. With 1 out, nobody on. Ashford, one of the last few temp guys around here for the Red Sox. Vito Freesia as well. No indication that they're going anywhere. 1-1. Swung on and tapped foul behind the plate. Now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Ashford, a Fresno State Bulldog, finished his junior year hitting .352 to lead the way, as well as 24 RBIs. That also leading the team for Fresno State. Just 24 strikeouts and nearly 220 at-bats. The 1-2. Waved at and missed. Nope. Tag applied now. That one dropped out of the glove of Lindsley. Ashford retired for the second out, second strikeout for Keegan James. Breaking ball falling down into the dirt. Ashford couldn't hold off. Now it's David Hamilton, his second at-bat. Came in to pinch hit for Noah Campbell back in the 4th. Struck out looking, and Hamilton adds a ton of defense for the Red Sox over at short. A lot of range, strong arm, also heck of a lot of speed. James Wine's first pitch. Misses inside. Hamilton, one of a couple Texas Longhorns here with the Red Sox that have been trickling in the past week and a half. James from the third base side with the 1-0. Breaking ball stays away. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Both outs coming via the strikeout for Keegan James, the third pitcher here for the Harbor Hawks. The 6-3 righty Wines now delivers 2-0. Fastball right down the heart of the plate, called a strike. Wind swirling a bit here at Red Wilson. Nearing 7:30 in South Yarmouth. Still a ton of sunshine, 2-1. Squares around, pushes it. A bunt back out to the right of the mound. James off. He fields, throw down in time. Pages, the first baseman, thought it was a sure out, but Ronaldo Cockrum disagreed, and an infield single, a bunt single. That is for David Hamilton, and now a guy with 31 stolen bases stands at first with 2 outs. Boy, he can get into scoring position fast. Quinn Cotton, 3 for 3 today. Steps up to the right side. 2 singles, a double to left center as well. Adds a run and an RBI. Hit would be big here. First pitch. Fastball misses down low. Regardless of how the ball's hit in the air or on the ground, Hamilton is off with 2 outs, so a ball placed into the outfield could score a run. So we mentioned Hamilton, 31 swiped bags, 38 tries, good for 14th in the nation. He leads off first. James sets at the belt, the righty with the 1-0. Runner goes. Throw down to second base. Not in time. That gets out into center field. Hamilton to third. Here's the throw up the line. And David Hamilton, just like that, first to third. That's what speed can do for you. And the tying run now 90 feet away here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Seth Gray, the third baseman, held on to the ball for just a bit to see if he could catch Hamilton off of third. He couldn't. So now tosses to Keegan James. A ball on the pitch. 2-0. Quinn Cotton in the driver's seat at the plate. With Hamilton at third, a stolen base and the E2 for him to advance to third base. Whitey down by just a run. That can change in a heartbeat. James, the 225, 6'3 righty, peers in, sets at the belt. He kicks with the 2-0. In the dirt, kept in front by Lindsley, and 3-0. You wonder, does Quinn Cotton have the green light here? Down 3 balls and no strikes. Past 2 weeks or so, the big Whitey hitters have been hacking with 3 balls. Cotton digs his hole in the back of the righty batter's box. He's ready. James sets. Hamilton off of third. 3-0. Swung on and driven out to straightaway center field. Rivera is there, though, and he makes the catch for the third out in the bottom of the 6th. The Red Sox strand a 2-out base runner. David Hamilton made it to third, but that's where he stops. Through 6 innings at Red Wilson Field, 7-6. Hyannis leads YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Ideal Turf Solutions are proud to be a sponsor of the YD Red Sox for 2018. Ideal Turf Solutions is a leader in artificial turf based in New England, specializing in artificial turf installation, turf repair, concussion testing, and line striping. Whether it be athletic fields, doggy daycare, childcare, or indoor facilities, Ideal is your solution for turf. We at Ideal Turf Solutions wish Coach Pickler and the YD Red Sox a great season. Pinch hitter here on for the Harbor Hawks. It'll be William Holland stepping in. Finished his junior year at Auburn. Holland first appearance here with the Harbor Hawks. The righty just activated today. First pitch misses outside from Fink. The mound for his second inning of work. So it's William Holland in the 9 spot, in for Colin Hall, who finished his day 1 for 2. 2 runs scored. 1-0. Swung on, spoiled out of play, foul down the right side. 7-6. Hyannis leads YD. Started out the game jumping out to a 3-0 lead. YD was able to tie it at 3, then it was tied at 4. And the 5th inning is the difference. 3 runs for the Harbor Hawks, 2 for YD. 1-1 is just tapped, grounded foul to the fence behind the plate, and a ball and 2 strikes here. Fink ahead of Holland. YD in the bottom of the 6th. 2 outs, David Hamilton reached. Stole second, reached third on the E2. But Quinn Cotton flew out to center field for the 3rd out. Fink sets from the stretch, 1-2. Breaking ball. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. William Holland retired for the 1st out, and strikeout number 2 for Braden Fink. That brings up the one-man Davis Wenzel. Wenzel hit by a pitch to start the game by Blair Henley. He came around to score. Also a single and an RBI walk with the bases loaded today. First pitch to the righty. Fastball low and in. Fink trying to work down the ERA, north of 5 coming into the appearance. The 1-0 swung on and grounded wide of the third base bag foul. A ball and a strike, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning here at Red Wilson Field. Plenty of fans on hand, 4th of July week. Last night a terrific game at Hyannis. Some nice fireworks to celebrate. 1-1. Swung on and grounded up the third base side. Quintana gloves it but foul. Now a ball and 2 strikes. We thank you all for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying it. 7-6. Hyannis on top of YD here in the top of the 7th inning. Nearing 7:30. Plenty of sunshine left here at Red Wilson Field as the wind swirls around. Fink the 1-2. Swung on and lifted out to center field. Ashford to his left makes the catch for the 2nd out. Wenzel catching that one towards the end of the bat, just missing the short fences here at Red Wilson Field. 352 to straightaway center. 338, 342 down the lines. It's the 2-man Braden Como up next. He's had a day. 2 hits, a run, 3 RBIs as well. 4 plate appearances, reached in all but 1. It was a ground out RBI. First pitch, misses low and in. Righty Como thought he got hit. Took a step or 2 up the first base side and looked back to Jeff Merzel, who didn't say a word. He taps the plate. Fink, the lefty, sets at the belt. Nobody on. 2 outs, top of the 7th. The 1-0. Tapped foul behind the plate. YD pitching staff trying to hold the Harbor Hawks for the 2nd straight inning here. Hyannis scored in the first 2 innings and then in the 4th and the 5th as well. YD has scored in the 2nd through the 5th innings. They trail it by a run. 1-1. Swung on a routine grounder over to Hatchbach at first, down to an E. Now flips to Fink at the bag, just in time to get the speedy Como and to retire the side in the top of the 7th. It's time to stretch here at the ballpark. We invite you to join us as well through 6.5. Hyannis leads YD 7-6. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The Mid-Cape Athletic Club is the preferred workout center of the YD Red Sox and is your place to get your summer or year-round workout in. Visit midcapeathletic.com for all membership and club information. Bottom of the 7th, 7-6. Hyannis leads YD here. Final game of the home and home yesterday at Hyannis, a 7-2 win for the Red Sox. Tonight, Hyannis on top by a run as we head to the final 3 innings. Brandon Pelter with TJ Mathewson. TJ, a lot of offense. Teams combining for 21 hits. And Reese Albert, a guy that's done a lot here in the past couple games, saunters up to the plate.
And YD only trailing a run for a team that's put runs on the board the past couple of weeks while they've been incredibly hot, just like nothing.
Couple of the YD assistant coaches on the field on the third base side, finishing up a conversation with Pick. They'll make their way to the dugout. And it's still Keegan James on the bump for the Harbor Hawks. The righty winds, first pitch, misses away. Albert without a hit so far today, 0 for 2, reached via the hit by pitch. That coming back in the 5th inning. 1-0. Misses in the dirt, and 2 balls and no strikes on the lefty from Florida State. Hit .268 with the Seminoles in his first season. Albert, .389 batting average here thus far. The 2-0 from James. Swung on and lined into right field, but right at Hall. Takes a few steps to his right and a step in to make the catch. A hard hit first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Johnny DeLuca up next for the Red Sox. 0 for 2, a sac fly RBI coming in a 2-run 3rd inning. YD looking for a run. They trail at 7-6 here, bottom of the 7th. Third baseman Gray even with the bag and shaded toward the hole. First pitch. Swung on and lifted out of play down the left side. Beautiful day here in Yarmouth, Mass. Touching mid-80s throughout the height of the day. The 0-1. Swung on and a grounder off the end of the bat to the shortstop. Wenzel fields it and throws on to first in time for the 2nd down. So with 2 away, Mr. Personality, they call him the mayor, Christian Koss steps up to the plate. Koss trying to work the average up over 300, up to 271, and he's 1 for 3 today. Scored twice in RBI as well. Righty on righty here, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. YD down by a run, the first pitch. Swung on and popped out of play down the right side. Wind blowing, swirling a bit right to left now, straight out toward left field. Doesn't take much to begin with to put a ball out of this ballpark. This one is swung on and grounded to the second baseman, Como, up with it. And in time over to first. The Red Sox go down 1-2-3 in the seventh. Through 7 at the ballpark. Hyannis up by a run. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Harbor Hawks lead the Red Sox here in the top of the 8th, 7-6. Plenty of offense, 21 combined hits, 13 combined runs. Still a nail-biter here down the stretch. Brandon Pelter with T.J. Mathewson. The scoring has calmed down. Past 2 innings, scoreless frames. Side of that, we had a run in the first 5 innings, each inning. First man squares around, that ball hits up and away as he pulls back. That's the 3-man, Matt Barefoot. Barefoot so far is 1 for 4. Righty taps the plate. Still facing the lefty, Braden Fink, working from the stretch out of the mound. First base side of the rubber. The 1-0. Checked his swing, went around. Home plate umpire called it himself. The count even at a ball and a strike here on the leadoff man, Barefoot. In the top of the 8th inning, plenty of sunlight left at Red Wilson Field. No lights, of course, at the ballpark. Why we have the 5 o'clock starts as we enter August. Some 4:30 starts as well. The 1-1. Another check swing and a breaking ball diving toward the shoot tops. Peel down to first, no swing, and it's 2-1.
1-run game. I think Whitey's got to feel really comfortable in this situation if the bullpen holds, just the way your offense swings the bat.
Fink sets, kicks with the 2-1. Misses down low on the outer third. 3 balls and a strike to the leadoff man, Barefoot. So dangerous coming into today. His last 10 games hitting .438. 3-1 offering. Fastball nips the outside corner. Call the strike. Count runs full here. Barefoot hitting .361 to this point. Fink shakes off no. Now comes set. Payoff pitch. Inside. That one missed. Barefoot aboard to lead off the top of the 8th.
Yeah, it's not what you want to do if you're Braden Fink. Just nursing that 1-run lead and lose Barefoot. You got to pitch around him just a little bit, but a little too much right there.
Fink his first walk in his 3rd inning of work. Pedro Pages now up next, the 4-man for the Harbor Hawks with a man aboard. No outs, top of the 8th. 7-6, Hyannis leads YD. Go-ahead run coming in the 5th inning. Harbor Hawks scored 3 to extend their lead 7-4. YD since then has only answered with 2. Outfield pretty much straight away. Infield as well. Dash holding Barefoot on at first. The first pitch. Misses down low. Pages squared around, pulled it back. We'll see what Chad Gassman decides to do, the field manager, third base coach as well for the Harbor Hawks. Same with Pick, but not every manager does it out here on the Cape. Fink set to the belt, time called by Pages. Some coaches so hands-on, others a little more relaxed. 1-0. Swung on, lifted out of play right side. And it's now a ball and a strike on Pages. No outs, top of the 8th. Barefoot aboard. You have a coach like Peck who, down to the detail, he calls it, gives the signs at third, calls the pitches as well. Then other coaches that'll just sit back and watch the game be played. Look at a team like Wareham. Their base coaches, both in their first season as assistants with the Gatemen. Fink sets 1-1. Waved at and missed. A breaking ball dropping down low. He's ahead here. A ball and 2 strikes on the 4-man Pages. 2 for 4. Robbed of his third hit in the 4th. Reese Albert making a terrific diving grab running toward the line to end the inning. 1-2. Swung on and chopped up the third base side foul. Hyannis leads by just a run. TJ, it's been a good one. We've seen pitchers' duels this season. We've seen offensive explosions. This is one of the ladders. 1-2. Just spoiled. Pages throwing the bat head out there.
And a game yesterday that was, tied. It was knotted up majority of the way through, and then YD able to push through in the later innings, and we're going to see which team is able to push through here at the end of this ball game.
2 very good teams, YD first in the East, and Hyannis tops of the West. They're in second with 25 points. 1-2. It's again lifted out of play. YD 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 4 straight. The Harbor Hawks 7-3. And, of course, the loss last night. 2 very good teams. And, heck, I know we're only about halfway through the season, but these teams could even meet come mid-August. A lot of potential for both ball clubs. Fink sets. Runner on. 1-2. Cut on and missed. A breaking ball dropping down low over the heart of the plate. Pages retired on strikes, and that's the third strikeout, rather, for Braden Fink.
Nasty stuff right there. Perfectly placed off-speed pitch down and out of the strike zone. Pages can't hold that bat back. Now one big first out for Fink here in the 8th.
Matt Barefoot reached via the walk. Throw over to him, and he dives back in head first safely. Just the first walk allowed by Fink here. Through 2 innings, now 2 1/3 after the strikeout. It's Gray, the lefty at the plate, another throw over. And this throw gets away from Dashbach and out of play. Fink threw it up the line toward the outfield a bit. Dash couldn't get in front of it with Barefoot sliding back into the bag. And now, after the E1, Barefoot over to second base in the top of the 8th, just an out.
And they're lucky that Barefoot wasn't heading towards second base, because had he not been diving back to first, you would have gotten 2 bases on that.
First pitch to Gray. Slow chopper, but foul right out in front of the Harbor Hawks dugout. At the 3rd error, YD splitting the first 2 between first 2 frames. Gray 2 for 4, an RBI and a run scored as well. 0-1. Swung on and flown in the air, but out of play left side. 0-2, Fink ahead here with 1 out top of the 8th. A big insurance run is out at second base in Matt Barefoot. Just a 1-run lead for the Harbor Hawks here in the top of the 8th. Fink sets, first base side, 0-2. Called strike 3, paints the outside corner. Second straight strikeout for Fink, and now 2 away in the top of the 8th.
After throwing that ball away on the pickoff attempt on Matthew Barefoot, great job coming back and striking out Gray. 2 hits on the day, but retired looking there. Just a perfect pitch on the outside corner.
That brings up Todd Lott. The 11-game hit streak on the line. He's 0 for 4 today. This would most likely be his last at bat. Fink sets. First pitch from the lefty. Low and in the dirt. Freesia stops it with ease, though. It's barefoot at second base. Walked to lead off the inning and advanced via throwing error over to him. Over to get him at first. He's got a ton of speed. It's the 1-0. Misses in the dirt. Barefoot, 33 stolen bases and 38 tries with the Campbell Camels in the spring. Fink from the first base side of the rubber. Similar to Craig Kimbrell. Stares in, now comes set at the belt. The 2-0. Called a strike down the outer third. A little darker here in the top of the eighth. 2 outs. Man on second, the 2-1. Swung on and in the air to deep right field. Albert a few steps back, makes the catch for the third out, and the Harbor Hawks strand a lead off base runner through 7.5. 7-6. Hyannis leads YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Seven-6, Hyannis leads YD in the bottom of the eighth inning, and a new pitcher on for the Harbor Hawks. It's the closer, the righty Dylan Thomas that gets the call. The Hawaii Rainbow Warrior out on the bump so far with Hyannis. 8 appearances, 4 saves, and a 3-0 record.
We talk about a long way. He's from California, Valencia High School, but coming all the way from Honolulu, where he was a NCBWA Stopper of the Year Award watch list member and tied for 7th in the country in saves with 14, 1.85 ERA this past spring.
Vito Freesia up first as Thomas works from the stretch, or rather the wind-up first pitch. Called a strike, a breaking ball in the outside corner. ERA south of 1.87 so far for Thomas. The 0-1. Paints the outside corner, a fastball, and Freesia in a hole 0-2. He's had a career day at the plate, 2 for 3. 2 doubles, including an RBI.
And for closers, usually we see them with 1, maybe an out more, 4 outs. But Thomas gone multiple innings this season with the Rainbow Warriors, 15 times.
The 0-2. Swung on in the air to right field, but Hall camps under it, makes the catch for the first out. It's actually Holland out over in right. He pinch hit for Hall to start out the 7th inning. And now Andrew Dashbach up. First pitch is spoiled foul. Dash pinch hit back in the 5th for Luke Waddell at third. He stayed in the game at first base. Nick Quintana, who's on deck, is now over at third hitting for Matt Dyer. Thomas winds the 0-1. Misses away. Count even, a ball and a strike. 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning. 7-6. Hyannis leads YD. 1-1. Misses away. Another fastball just a tad off the plate. Now 2-1. Dash, a guy that can do a lot of damage. It's the wind blowing toward the outfield fences. 2-1. Swung on and missed. Pulled the strings on a ball diving towards the lower outside corner. Thomas works quickly. Winds up from the first base side of the rubber, does the 6'4 righty. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lined into left field. That'll drop in ahead of Barefoot, and Andrew Dashbach aboard with Justin out in the bottom of the 8th.
Good piece of hitting right there. Threw him that same off-speed pitch, but elevated just a little bit more, and Dash able to drop the barrel of that one and check in with his first base hit of the ball game.
That brings up Nick Quintana, 0 for 1 so far tonight. First at bat, a pinch hit appearance in the 6th. He stayed in the game at third base. Dash, not the most fleet of foot, but a little deceptive speed for a bigger guy. Leads off of first, Justin out. Righty sets Thomas the first pitch. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Harbor Hawks 7 runs on 11 hits, an error. YD 6 runs on 11 hits, 3 errors. 0-1. Misses down low. Pops off the glove of Lindsley, but right out in front of him. Maybe 2 or 3 feet up the first base line. Dash goes nowhere. Nearing 8 o'clock. Probably just enough sunlight to get through the 9th. The 1-1. Check swing, called a strike. Breaking ball on the outer third.
Quintana trying to cheat on a fastball right there and put a good swing on it and just caught out in front.
Thomas, the righty, leans toward home plate. Looks at first a few times, now comes set just above the belt. Kicks with the 1-2. Fastball called, strike 3. Clips the outside corner. Quintana down on strikes and the first strikeout for Dylan Thomas.
And he got that fastball while looking for another off-speed pitch, and Thomas just paints that outside corner.
Zach Ashford up now. His 5th time to the plate. He's 1 for 5. Ashford hitting .284 for YD. The first pitch. Breaking ball misses. Andrew Dashbach is at first. He singled to left with 1 away. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. YD trails by a run. Thomas sets. Rainbow Warrior with the 1-0. Misses away. With Hawaii serving in that closer role, 26 appearances, a 1.85 ERA. 43 strikeouts in 39 innings. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, and Ashford fouls it off his foot. Hits the dirt. He works his way up. He's all right. A little walk around to try to fight off the pain. It's 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Dash is at first. A lot of impressive numbers for Thomas. One of the most impressive that jumps out at me, the whip is .79. That's walks and hits per inning pitched. Less than 1.
So when you're stepping to the plate, chances of you getting on base, not great.
Slim. 2-1. Thomas with the pitch. Called strike 2, right down Main Street. Jumped the gun a bit there.
Yeah, well, aren't we all sometimes?
Umpires do it from time to time, and that's the most notable.
Well, nothing worse than calling a home run and watch it bounce off the wall.
Yeah. Wind sometimes brings it back. 2-2 is grounded foul up the first base side. Remember at Penn State this past year, a notably windy day, the Nittany Lions play in a minor league ballpark, Medler Field. The State College Spikes, a single-A short season affiliate of the Cardinals play. Incredibly windy day. 2 home runs that off the bat were no doubters. Hit the wall. 2-2 is slapped down the line. Fair ball, left field line. Dashes around second, getting the wave from third. Barefoot fields. The throw comes in. Not nearly a play at the plate. We're tied at 7. A 2-out RBI double from Zach Ashford.
Now that is what you call a perfect hit and run execution. Dash going on that pitch, and Ashford perfectly placed ball down that left field line. And once that ball gets down in fair territory, no doubt at all that Dashbach already hit the bag at second and was going to come around to score. And Whitey ties the game up at 7. How about that?
So in the bottom of the 8th, a 2-out RBI double from Zach Ashford gets the job done. It's the 3rd time today we've been tied, and this one comes late. Now David Hamilton up, and Ashford's in scoring position. He's got some speed as well at second. Thomas, the first pitch. Check swing and a ball in the dirt. And home plate umpire Jeff Merzell says check swing was indeed a swing. Rivera in center field, a few steps toward left. Infield pretty much straight up. 0-1. Breaking ball misses away to Hamilton from Texas. Saw him on the base paths. Reaching on the bunt single. Stole second, advanced to third on a throwing error from the catcher. He's got wheels. Ball and a strike. Thomas sets at the belt, peeks at second, kicks with the pitch. Inside, and stopped in the dirt by Lindsley, keeping Ashford at second. Ryan Nelson warming for the Red Sox down the left field line. Not much doing in the Harbor Hawks bullpen out and right. Hamilton pinwheels the bat, the lefty. Now is ready is the Thomas, the righty. The Rainbow Warrior sets. 2-1. Misses down low. 3 balls and a strike. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Ashford at second.
We're talking about the lack of base runners that Thomas allows. If there's a guy you don't want on base, that would most certainly be Hamilton. And they're just going to put him on.
You mentioned the intentional walk here. And now runners on first and second with another dangerous Red Sox hitter up. Quinn Cotton to the plate. 3 for 4. 2 singles and a double for Cotton. Scored a run, an RBI as well. He's got a ton of speed on the base paths in Ashford and Hamilton.
Not going to take much. And talking about one of the best contact guys on this YD roster. And 3 hits on the day for Cotton.
Thomas, first base side of the rubber. The righty sets and the first pitch. Swung on, nubbed off the end of the bat up the first base side. Pages touches it foul. Boy, if that one stays on the line, straddles it, base is probably juiced with the speed of Cotton.
Well, maybe Cotton now a chance to put one in the outfield.
He's got plenty of pop in the bat as well. Usually more of a contact guy. But, boy, he can show off, hitting lasers to the gaps. Already saw one to left center field back in the 5th. Runners on first and second. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, tied at 7. With the RBI double from Ashford. 0-1. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball. Diving toward the dirt on the outer third. Thomas peers in, the 6'3" righty. Looking towards Brady Lindsley behind the plate. He sets with 2 men aboard, 2 outs, and 0-2 count. The pitch. Fastball misses just a few inches off the plate away.
Well, good job by Lindsley. He sets up outside and tries to drag that pitch towards the inside corner when he catches it, trying to frame it for Jeff Merzel behind home plate. Couldn't get the call.
Now time called. We'll have a quick trip here from the Harbor Hawks assistant coach. Crossing over the first base side for YD, a crucial chance. 1-2 count on Cotton. 2 outs and 2 men aboard in the bottom of the 8th. This game tied up this half inning at 7 thanks to Zach Ashford. The 2-out RBI double slapped down the left field line, scored Dashbach.
Well, these close situations, both of these teams very comfortable in these 1-2 run ball games, and YD, they trust their offense so much. Even if the pitching staff has a day like it does today where it gives up 7 runs, not all of them earned on 11 hits, and you just know that you can, with the offense you have, you always have a chance to come back in a ball game, and they're just showing that here in the 8th.
Ray Korn now makes his way off the mound. An extended conversation with Jeff Merzel wraps up. A couple words for him, maybe wanted a few more pitches called for strikes that he didn't get. Regardless, count is a ball and 2 strikes on Cotton. 2 men aboard. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Ashford off of second. Hamilton off first. Tied at 7. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Cotton retired, and that'll do it here in the 8th. The Red Sox score the big run, tying us up at 7 on 2 hits. 2 men are left on base, and we head to the 9th inning here at Red Wilson Field. Ryan Wilson comes in for YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Well, due to the darkness, we're called at 8 innings here at the ballpark. This one ends in a tie, 7-7. A hard-fought game, and Brandon Pelter here with TJ Matheson. Disappointing that we couldn't get in the 9th.
Well, disappointing, but then you look back at this Zach Ashford game-tying double in the 8th inning, how big that is. That hit worth a whole point for YD. If they couldn't scratch that run across and we get to the inning and you're like, wait, hold up, we got one more at-bat to go, and the umpires decide that they got to call the game due to darkness, and tie number 3 on the season. You'd really hate to have to cut it short before 9 innings, but umpires' rules, the umpires' rule.
This one finishing exactly at 3 hours, just after 8 o'clock. It is certainly a bit dark, but boy, you would have loved to see them trying to get this 9th inning in, especially after YD getting some momentum, scoring the run in the 8th. And for the Red Sox, the offense was there as it has been most of this season, but 3 errors, that's glaring in a 7-7 final.
Yeah, and the offense due up in the last half of the 9th inning would have been Reese Albert, Johnny DeLuca, Christian Koch, the heart of your order, the guys you want up, and they're never going to get a chance to win the ball game for you. It's just a disappointing night. The errors, of course, not ideal, but you'd think that you get your 25th through 27th outs, but just not able to do that today.
Not a bad day for YD. Not a really good day either here, as this one comes to a close. 7-7, the final wrapped up in 3 hours. The Red Sox back in action tomorrow, hosting the Harwich Mariners. 5 p.m. is first pitch. Stay tuned to the YD Red Sox Twitter account at YD_Red Sox to check out the latest stories, as well as any news on tomorrow's game. Some rain in the forecast. Again, the final 7-7 Red Sox tie the Harbor Hawks here at Red Wilson Field. For my broadcast partner, TJ Mathewson, Brandon Pelter saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow.